uniforms are fire.
Yeah, I really like their Rapid League uniforms, and been lucky enough to do a few Hawks games this year, and love the outfit that they've got going on there.
Here's our Chemist Warehouse head-to-head. When you look at this, what's your standout?
I mean, pretty balanced, you know, and the Saints coming off a loss as well, so they'll be hungry. Hawks in good form, as you mentioned, but I love that player spotlight there. Maz Taylor, he recently just finished up at Utah Prep under the tutelage of Mark Dickel, and he's an exciting young talent from out of that region down there, and his mother's been very influential as well in her work down there, so it'll be fun to watch him play tonight, especially against a young man like that, Hassan Manure, who's really been producing well at the Rapid League level.
Only 2 match officials for this game, and hence why we are delayed. There was trouble for our match officials getting into the Hawke's Bay with fog around, so Blake Wozanowski and Josh Mataira are the match officials. They'll be working hard. Eddie Dick and Sam Gold posing for the photo with a great fan. Last home game of the year for the Hawks. So Rapid League for 4-minute quarters. Quick game, and it is going to be the Hawks in first position. That might be the fastest bucket we've seen in Rapid League. 3 seconds.
Yeah, Isaac Allen, I believe, and he's been great for them down there. A local hometown boy from out of Napier Boys. Great start for him.
A very good shooter is Allen's got 19 3-points in the Rapid League. There's Munir with his first shot, and he is cash money as expected. 144 Rapid points this year for the Saints, leading them.
There's Maz Taylor. He's a really quick guard, kind of combo guard, point guard.
Allen kicks it out, driving into the paint. No one marking on the perimeter. It's time to go for the bounce pass and try to get the hook shot over the top, but Nonu did just enough just to get his hand in there.
See, they're good size for a guard wing, Mercury Nonu, and still so young, able to match up easily with wings and even forwards at a younger age group.
Hawks just trying to bully their way through to the rim and doing an excellent job there.
Good D as well, but Casson just too strong, just bullied his way in.
Casson turned 19 earlier this month, one of the oldest in this Rapid League team. Nonu for triple. And the follow through was excellent, coming through from Pilcher.
Yeah, and they've come out in a 2-3 zone the first 2 possessions, the Hawks, and that's what you're kind of susceptible to there, the offensive boards, and Pilcher crashed in. A little bit sloppy on the advance there, gave up the backcourt violation here. Maz Taylor, just good pressure from Pilcher after the make. Forced them into a little sloppy turnover there. They'll stay in this zone by the looks of things for the Hawks, this 2-3 zone.
So the Saints looking to penetrate through the zone defense, and a pop pass over the top to goal, but he doesn't finish from underneath the hoop in the dunker spot.
Yeah, beautiful little action there, just missed the sitter.
So a good stop there for the Hawks, so straight to the rim again. They like the direct route, this Hawke's Bay Hawks team, and trying to go quickly in transition, but coughing the ball up there was Adana Robertson.
You know, it was a great rebound by Sam Gold, just a little bit behind on the outlet pass, but love the intent early on. Like the play fast with pace in the Rapid League, such a short game. Kobe Costley on the advance. He was the captain of Shirley Boys, national champs last year.
Excellent 3-point shot going down for Maz Taylor.
Great read there. Defense went under and the screen just twisted, and he made the right read for a beautiful pull-up 3. He's got that in his bag, his package.
Gets the rebound too for the Hawke's Bay Hawks, so they've got a 3-point lead here.
Beautiful kick ahead pass from Maz.
They've got time to survey the options. Costley showing us his handles, kicks it back out. Gold got a hand to it, but regathered by the Hawks. They fire the triple and pulls up just a little bit short. Saints Manier, and then just getting the hand in the passing lane.
Real free-flowing game, Taylor. No fouls called yet. Just trading punches early.
We love to see that. It was Isaac Allen who got his hand to it. Good box out. Textbook stuff from Arthur Pilcher. Munier wanting to push the pace, pops it to Sam Gold, and this time he doesn't miss the bunny.
Yeah, and as you'd expect, really loosened up, and you're going to see a lot of transition play, semi-trans as well, and Sam Gold's great in that, especially as a big, rim running, beautiful little alley-oop. Great on-ball D there as well from your big, 3-on-1.
You love to see a big man go down low with his hand and knock that ball down, and then they execute down the end of the court.
Really do. Coach Tupu and Coach Young will be over there, and even if you're looking on for cells and guys that can slot in and play minutes, you love bigs that have the ability of sitting down and guarding wings. And there's Maz Taylor showing his worth for his second three early on here.
Back triples from Maz Taylor.
He's not shy. He can really shoot that thing, and he's got a quick release. He would have got that as a slightly smaller guard playing in the States. You have to have a quick release, and he's really quick on the push as well.
Pilcher tries to bully his way through, but is absolutely denied.
Maz's uncle Aiden's on the coaching staff for the Hawks, and he was lightning quick as well on the push. So he's inherited those genes.
18 seasons or something like that for the Hawks.
A long time, and obviously Maz's mother as well. She was, you know, very influential down there in the youth space, and even coached the Hawks as well for a couple of years there. One of, if not the first females to do that, I believe.
Pilcher, 21 years old, one of the older players on the court. Second season with the Saints, looking to close up the gap.
No player timeout here.
A kick it ahead and straight into the sub bench.
I said maybe we could have used that player timeout. But that's the yearning. Oh, and they'll use it here, the Saints. But that's the learning right there from Maz and his group.
Well, we are only in the first quarter.
You're right, plenty of time left.
So you get one BNZ player timeout per half. If you don't use it, you lose it. And we'll take this opportunity to say a big thank you to BNZ, who have given more than 6,600 fans from school groups, sports teams and community organisations to Sal's NBL games throughout the 2026 regular season through their BNZ ticket to the big game. So a huge thank you to BNZ for helping bring more fans closer to the game.
A little elevator screen there for Mercury.
Great crash. The follow was excellent. The putback from Sam Gold.
He's been great on the glass, just crashing every time. The whole Saints team has. You've seen Arthur Pilcher get one earlier as well. And that late crash gives them the 1-point lead heading into the first break here.
Yeah, the Saints snatched the lead right on the whistle. Hiram Harris having a big old laugh about it. He's liking what he's seeing. You can see Pepper there as well. We've got a big Sal's game coming up after this, the Hawks and the Saints. So plenty of ramifications for the Saints. But for the Hawks, they can play the big disruptor.
Yeah, and they're at home, you know, as well, and you always want to finish out on the right foot, especially when you're a young group and you're developing for the future. So still a lot for them to play for this evening. Maz Taylor coming out with a great start as well on the front foot with a couple of threes in the first quarter here, looking good.
That large cheese pizza looking good as well for $30. Scan that QR code or use the code SALSPLAYOFF26. Valid until Saturday the 8th. My goodness, that's a long time for you can have pizza for 2 weeks straight.
Are we lucky? Sal's hooking it up.
You can never go wrong with a cheese pizza.
Right. Some of them knots.
There's Kylan Davison as well there for the Saints. 11 points to 10 is the score. Hawke shooting at 50% from the field, the Saints at 55%. Hawks 2 from 4 beyond the perimeter. The Saints yet to knock a 3-ball down.
Probably missed it on screen there at the bottom, but that's one of my favorite parts of Rapid League. You got one of the top players in the country, tall black breaker, Kylan Davidson, putting signs back, talking to the young fellas over there and being engaged, all growing the culture of their group. There's Nonu again, that big wing just bullying his way to the rim. Love to see that from young player.
And that's a really good thing about this competition is there are so many youngsters. We've got year 12s playing out here that get to rub shoulders with the likes of Carlin and players like Elijah Pepper, who have been accelerating in the ANBL.
It is a big part of it if you are part of this Rapid League group. The trainings throughout the week, the shoot-arounds, the video sessions, and then obviously the Rapid League bump. It all kind of factors into your development, especially when it's limited in these parts.
Iron sharpens iron, and
that's right.
You got to get better by playing and being with the best.
A little bit of extended pressure here off the free throw. Like to see that.
Driving into the paint and just getting the ricochet off the back of the rim, so no points on this trip down this end. Robertson gets it to Blackmore. Just straight through the middle, good cut, and then alone on the edge was Blackmore, gives it back out to Robertson, who drives in with the floater shot, eventually drops.
And they're staying in that zone, the Hawks, and they're leaving the middle of the free throw line, or in basketball terminology, the nail wide open, and the Saints are doing a great job of getting there and being efficient with their reads. Get them up a couple possessions here.
Costly goes the long way around, right? Just went all the way around the perimeter, back in.
You see here he gets his shoulder to the defender's chest, and that's when we're teaching our youngsters just to be aggressive. You know, chest to chest, you might want to look to move the ball, but shoulder to chest there, be aggressive. And great job of using his positioning as well as a smaller guard to get it up on the glass. And one finish. He was great last year at the secondary school nationals, really leading that group to top in the country as a public school from down there, which is fun to watch. And some of the better schools right now are getting a bit of money pumped into them.
Captain Shirley Boys, as you mentioned, at the 2025 New Zealand secondary schools in his rookie season with the Hawks.
There's that nail penetration again, just great rim protection.
Oh, miscommunication there with Isaac Allen.
A little bit sloppy. 4 turnovers already in only 5 or 6 minutes of gameplay. So I'm sure Coach Hawke is nicely reminding them to look after the rock. Stay in this 3-2. You can see them trying to shrink it a little bit and take away the middle of the free throw line here. Great hands.
Yeah, getting a hand in the passing lane and just forcing that error, but still regathering it. Sam Gold looking to throw it down. Excellent defense there by the Hawke's Bay Hawks. That's usually money underneath the hoop for Sam Gold.
Young Lennox Singh checking into the game for his first minutes of Rapid League this evening, along with Case Ball, younger brother of Jackson Ball.
Yeah, Ball just turned 16 on the 14th of July. Shot clock running out, had 1 second left. That one was well and truly away.
Well, therefore, we call that a grenade, Taylor, when they just throw you the ball at the end of the shot clock and expect you to pull some magic out.
How many of those did you get in your career?
Yeah, I threw a few of them as well, but you know, some people like getting the grenade. It's you know, I can do something with 4 seconds left.
Munir calling
Great
for it.
Find.
Yeah, excellent find. Their ball movement has been really good for the Saints, and getting a tip to it too in transition. Working hard on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive, getting downhill.
That was a great find from Alex Blackmore. Thought he was being almost too unselfish, but beautiful little alley-oop play there for his group.
There is Lennox Singh looking to inbound the ball. Catching, shooting on the fly. And Maz Taylor really is having himself a game.
Yeah, he's got a really nice jump shot. Maz, he really elevates on it and gets it off quick. And again, as a smaller guard playing in the States for the last year, to have to really develop that. You can see as an on-ball defender can really slide his feet as well.
It's a great O-board for Nonu the first time and almost gets it the second.
Oh, I thought he had that, but must have stepped on the line. Son of Ma'a Nonu, not a bad athlete in his own right, Taylor. One of the great ones, yeah?
Absolutely.
From down to Whanganui Atara.
You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone in New Zealand, even if you don't like an overboard. I didn't know who Ma'a Nonu was.
Here goes Sam Sam Gold with the switch, easily sit down and guard these guards and wings.
Nice little cut through, just penetrating was Casson.
Tom Blackmore did a pretty good job of getting outside of the charge circle with his hands up, but just wasn't square. Casson did a great job of kind of getting into that hip. Chance to give his team the lead here from the charity stripe.
Another player that had his birthday in July. 3 July birthdays for this Hawke's Bay Hawks team.
Say there is one thing, you know, in these smaller regions, especially if you're dealing with injuries, it is a great opportunity to get these rapid league minutes and really develop and grow your game playing against some of the top talent in the country.
Good overboard from Eddie Deck, but the second attempt was missed. 1 point game here in the Rapid League, 30 seconds to play in the first half. The Hawks still do have a BNZ player timeout up their sleeve. Noru with the footwork, the spin, and doesn't get the kiss off the glass that he would have wanted, and Gold gets it knocked out of his hand.
He's been great on the glass, almost picked up another one there.
That time collected a little bit of skin on the wrist.
He got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and that'll be a bonus foul, I believe. 3 in the Rapid League gets you into the bonus, so Hawks will have another opportunity here to take the lead. They might have just subbed, was it Lennox out that got fouled? Ball and Casson said, you know what, I'll take your free throws, brother.
Missed that 2025 season with an ACL injury. Good to see him back. He's got a Rapid League high of 13 points.
Yeah, awesome to see him back. Had a lot of success out of Napier Boys with Jackson Ball and that crew the last couple of years.
All but one of the Rapid League players is from Napier Boys, and that is Kobe Costley, of course, who was the captain for Shirley Boys. So really do work on their homegrown talent. Good ball movement from the Saints. And with the shot clock running out, Robertson couldn't convert. So again, it's still a 1 point game, 16-15 to the Saints. A low scoring quarter at that one though, only 5 apiece.
Yeah, real balanced game. Again, Saints gets at a 3-point shot, but pretty effective from inside the line. Maz Taylor's been really nice to watch, 8 points early on. Just looks like he's really got a lot of pop. His game looks like it transfers over to the cells. As you can see here, putting points on the board along with Arthur Pilcher, quietly hitting us with 7. Sam Gold's really impressed me as well, especially on the boards, and see him here showing up with 2 assists as well. And Sam's had 3 rebounds, probably got his hands on at least 2 or 3 more that don't show up. Also in there with the steals along with Isaac Allen being effective on defense. Allen as well with the block.
Well, this is where we want to have your say. Scan that QR code and vote for your fan MVP of the season for the Sows. Can you throw some names out there, Lindsay? You think have had a good season?
I was thinking about that today. It's definitely going to be someone for me who finishes in the top 4. And ideally, I would say I'm going to wait to see how it all plays out, because I really do think it should be somebody from the top team in most instances, unless you have a clear standout, you know, like somebody that's averaging something crazy. But in all 4 of those teams, there's been at least kind of 2 standout performers, I think, that you could pick from. So I'm not going to jump under any buses yet and put any names out there. I'll wait to get my DMs hit up later.
How do people convince you?
No, we good. I'm just playing. They know there's not much convincing me.
Scan that QR code and do let us know throughout. We've got the play-ins next week, Wednesday and Thursday night, followed by the semi-finals next weekend, and then the grand final. And the great thing about this competition is no one is a certainty to either host or finish top 2 after the very last game this Sunday. It's a sign of a great competition where it is literally coming right down to the last game.
So they've done a great job of finding that balance. You know, this is the 3rd season, I believe, where it's been this close. And, you know, one of our boss man, Casey Franks, sending through a million different permutations that we're trying to figure out.
His calculator's taken a beating this week.
He's been amazing with it all.
deep three-point attempt coming through from Isaac Allen, and it's no good.
And he can shoot that thing. He can really shoot that from the perimeter. So you got to touch the basketball when he's out there.
Overcooked that pass out to, I don't know, Robertson, who was waiting out on that left wing. Inbounded by Allen, and applying that full court pressure. We've seen that throughout the whole game from the Saints team.
Yeah, I like that from the Saints. Playing slightly deeper right now in the Rapid League, but just as I say that, Casson checks in the game. He's been great getting to the cup for those easy layups. That's his third or fourth of the game already.
You had a really nice roll off the finger there too. Pretty shot from Casson.
Little 2-3 zone action to start the third here again from the Hawks. Just changing up their looks. Coach Hokianga.
Casson got a hand to that one, so Kobe Costley bringing that ball down court.
Real point guard Costley just moves the pieces around the board, steers the ship, gets his guys into place.
Maz Taylor elevated, but just couldn't finish the shot. Got some real height on that jump.
Oh, beautiful move, inside out, strong. Love that, getting to 2 feet. Again, shoulder to chest advantage, just easy read using the glass. Like what I see from Mr. Mercury Nonu.
So 17 years old, year 13 at Scots College.
He's 17?
He's 17.
It's impressive. Wouldn't be surprised if you see him playing back across in the States again sometime soon, especially with the NIL going on now.
Yeah, he's in that New Zealand and the 18 select team that toured China earlier.
Yes, is that Albert Schweitzer, that kind of group?
They went to Germany. He was in the select team and went to China.
Oh, okay, okay. There was two at the same time.
Yeah, two at the same
right?
time,
Gotcha.
yeah. Hey, but how much talent do we have that we've got multiple teams going?
A lot.
For little old New Zealand.
A lot. I mean, in the last 2-3 years, we've had 2 teams finish 4th on the globe, which I think is outstanding considering some of the restraints we face as a sport, and that it's a truly global sport. If you're looking at even like the Football World Cup that was just played, they play hoops everywhere on the globe.
Ball executes at the free throw line. So it's a very close game, this one. The lead changing hands every now and then. Now it's the Hawks with that 1 point advantage. Just over 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Done a great job of just dictating the pace through slowing them down with this zone. Also, I think Kobe Costley as well, offensively. Just kind of making it a possession game for the Hawks, not letting the Saints speed them up too much.
And there's Costley there, dishes it to Casson.
Great read too. Just got the smaller defender on the switch and manure, and great read from Costley. Get his big forward to the line for a couple free throws.
And what you always will find, well, 9 out of 10 times, is they always reward the more aggressive offender. You go through to that cup tough, you're most likely going to get a whistle.
It's a great call because, you know, often when guys attack somebody and they get into their hip and they hit them out of place, the argument is that they were the ones that initiated the contact. But you're absolutely right. My job is to get you out of place, initiate contact, and basically force the referee into making a call. And that's what the great players do. They kind of seek contact. They're constantly forcing the referees into uncomfortable calls.
It opened up there for Mercury Nonu, but he just didn't quite get the roll off the top of his fingertips that he would have liked. 1 point lead to the Saints. Again, a low scoring quarter here. We're at 5 apiece. And we've not for the first time seen that. We're at the end of the season. You know, we thought the connections would be a little bit stronger there, but perhaps just overplaying their hand, knowing that they've got a few minutes left.
Yeah, and that one there, I think he thought that his teammate, and they've played together a lot, was going to flare. And I'd say if there's one kind of work on for Maz, it's you know, just slowing down a half beat. He's so quick, and he had so much time there. He doesn't need to be rushed, and he'll find that the more opportunity he gets to play it, you know, at these higher levels.
1, 2, 3 times not lucky for the Saints team. And the Hawks wanting to go quickly in transition. Plenty of yellow jerseys around him, and it is no issue for Lennox Singh, 16-year-old out of Napier Boys High.
It's beautiful getting to 2 feet and right back at you, Hassan, with the up and under left off the glass. It's beautiful English. Oh,
And the footwork and the handles as well from Maz. And it is a 3-point play here for the Hawks.
Back-to-back baskets here from Lennox Singh, checking in the young fella. He's doing a great job of getting to 2 feet, absorbing contact, beautiful little push shot. So he'll be stoked to get a couple buckets out here.
He debuted last year, played just 1 game in 2025, but getting more opportunities in 26 as he leaves that point out on the floor. So still a 1-point game.
2 for 1 here if they want it, the Saints, if they play quick.
Munir is the man to get them there to the basket, elevates, and then with the right-hand finish this time.
And again, Taylor straight across that nail penetration. That's what that zone's giving up right now. The heart of their defense, the center, they'll just keep attacking at the Saints.
They've got the last shot if they want to take
Great
it.
find.
Maz out on the right edge. Well, Gold coughs it up. But it's still going to be a Wellington Saints inbound. 0.4 seconds, what are you doing?
No, they're not going to use their player timeout there. I was just watching the bench and they waved it off. They'll hold it for the 4th in a 1-point game.
Yeah, absolutely. A very close rapid league game. And you can see the bench, they're happy about it. Right in this.
And if these stats are correct, the Saints are yet to hit a 3. So, I mean, the glass is half full approach is saying the Hawks are doing a great job of guarding the 3-point line. I'll be surprised if they can hold them out for the whole game, though.
The To'ihi Basketball Aotearoa will be tipping off later in the year. Scan that QR code to view the schedule. And get yourself down to some games. Plenty of basketball to be watched towards the end of the year.
Hassan Manoa just quietly creeping up to 8 points there as he does, just stacking them up. A couple of rebounds as well. Arthur Pilcher backing him up with 7 for the Saints, giving them this 1-point lead on the road. All of these points, as you mentioned earlier, are so important with the race so close down the stretch and everything adding up in the differentials and whatnot.
Get your hoops at your... Yeah, my English not Englishing. Get your hoops at your school by scanning that QR code. Thanks to Chemist Warehouse. The last round is open, and that is for Auckland, Northland, and the Coromandel. And you mentioned it before, you know, we want to see more people playing hoops, especially in our small little country in Aotearoa. What an opportunity to get some basketball hoops up at your school.
And it's exactly what we need, because all the statistics say that the kids want to play. We just need to give them somewhere to play. So really appreciate the ability to put more hoops in schools and grow the game.
Yeah, I'm from a beautiful place called Te Kuiti. Oh, beautiful shot there. Good hit from Blackmore. Oldest one on the field, being 24 years old.
And he's been great for them, Alex Blackmore, since he's checked in. Really solid. Hitting the open shot. Earlier being really unselfish.
Can he go back to back? No, can't do that. Just ricochets off the rim. But as I was saying, I'm from Te Kuiti and they play basketball up until 9:30 at night because there's not enough courts to cater for everyone. Okay, tipping off at 9:30.
That's awesome. I mean, that's beautiful, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's sad. You're right. So let's keep growing this thing. More hoops, more hoops. You're right, Taylor. Let's get it. So that we can get some earlier home times in Te Kuiti.
Hawks opportunity here to close that gap. This really has been an arm wrestle of a game between the Saints and the Hawks. Kick it downhill quickly to Munir. Gold passes it back to him. Just looking at the options, and again, they are living and dying by this 2-3 zone. Eventually coming up. Blackmore gets around, tries to bounce past when it comes off the foot of a Hawks player.
You can see Sam telling him to shoot the ball there on that read. And you're right, I think they're coming down almost and trying to execute a little bit too much against the zone instead of just running their actions quickly. And it's slowing them down and playing into the Hawks' favor. It's enabled them to keep this thing close. Robertson,
the 18-year-old at a St. Pat's Silverstream to Munir. just 21 as well. He's been really influential for them. Blackmore with a little dish, bounce pass to Munier. That's nice ball movement from the Saints.
And he's got great touch in the paint as a small kind of combo guard there. Beautiful push shot there from Munier. Love his game.
Casson wants to go straight up, but Gold again. You've said it all evening. He has been excellent on the glass.
Yeah, love the way he goes up, 2 feet, 2 hands, really snatches that thing out, initiates the break, easy, quick, great keep action.
Gold gets it stripped. Lennox saying just gets the ball down. Oh, great ball movement and throwing it down for us. That is a great, well-worked team bucket. From one end down to the other.
It really was. Was that Case Ball there? Young fella? Getting his... Surely that's got to be one of his first buckets. That was a beautiful finish. Wow.
That's that team play that we know that the Hawks are capable of. They lead the Rapid League in assists per game. Lennox lets it fly, and they take the lead. The Hawke's Bay Hawks, minute 41 left to go, 31-30. And those kind of shots just get your team motivated.
Oh, these couple of young fellas coming through and standing up big time for the Hawks right now.
Great vision to Gold, who has the height advantage over everyone, and block denied.
That was Ball as well. He looked big out there, long for a young wing by the looks of things. Oh, big hit.
Massive hit from Munier, and that's the kind of player who can settle things down.
We've had Maz sitting over there for a while trying to get him back in, even though these youngsters have been great for the Hawks down the stretch.
Munier's had 22 3-points made in the Rapid League, and he added to his tally there. Lennox has been really good since coming on. Mr. Singh stand up.
He's looking confident there. He did have some chest-to-chest contact, but got separation, and another beautiful push shot. Great find. That lob's been there all day for the Saints in Gold.
Well caught for the travel as he was picking it out on his fingertips.
Just kind of fumbled the catch a little bit there. It's kind of like a gray area when the referee decides to call that if you've established it as a catch or not, but got called for the travel there. Tied game, 48 seconds left.
We've got a game on our hands in the Rapid League before the Sales tips off at 7:30 p.m.
Both teams got fouls to give if they need to use them.
Both have their BNZ player timeout as well.
Oh, great keep.
Went straight to the rim, and that's a really tough shot considering he was being marked from both sides.
That was a really tough shot against two bigger, more athletic defenders.
Munier denied. Excellent block coming through, but they did get the offensive rebound, so an opportunity here to take the lead. The three ball is good. My gosh, what a finish we have lined up.
We'll just play it out here. Down one, 14 seconds. Maz gets the switch.
This is where the maturity happens, and yep, they called the BNZ player timeout. Interesting call. Would you have tried to have gone for the bucket?
I like it there. I like it there, to be honest with you, Taylor. You know, they're down one. They look like they were half beat, disorganized. They explored their primary, didn't have anything clean. Let's get it out with 6 seconds, 6.5 left, and get organized. We just need 1 point to tie it, 2 to win. So try and get something at the ring, ideally. Layup and one would be great. Couple free throws will work. If they give us a wide open 3 or a kick out 3 and we crash with our offensive boards, we live with that as well.
6 seconds left. Ooh. Who gets the ball? None other than Maz. They pop it down, and he secures it, and the crowd erupts.
Player timeout.
2.3 seconds for the Saints.
It's an eternity, and that was a beautiful little set there, the whole thing. You know, if anything, they could have gone a half beat later, but that's being real nitpicky. Beautiful execution from a young group at that stage of the game to get a layup. Saints, though, got an eternity here, 2.3. Same thing, Taylor. They only need 1 to tie, 2 to win. You're trying to get something at the ring, something at the line, and then if they give us something from the perimeter, we'll take it with 2.3 and heavy crash the ring like OG Anunoby for them tip-ins.
You can see some of the Saints players there watching with bated breath for their Saints team. Obviously, all of these points count towards the points differential percentage.
And they're in man here. Got out of that zone. Oh, foul. They got fouls to give as well.
They got fouls to give.
So could almost kill the clock by fouling, to be honest with you, because they've still, well, they've got one more with 1.1. So if they're smart, they'll try and use that without them even getting the ball up for a shot, which should get it in less than 1 second for them to get that final position. You don't want to foul anyone shooting right now, though.
1.1 on the clock. Catch and shoot and blocked. Massive defensive play coming in from the Hawke's Bay Hawks by way of Isaac Allen. And the crowd is going off. They deserve it. The Hawke's Bay Hawks with an upset in game 1 this evening, getting the win 37-36. And what a game it has been.
It was a great game. It was fun. And that's Case Ball there, I believe. Well, welcome, young man. That was a beautiful dunk. And Linux Singh, again, these youngsters coming in off the bench, huge minutes against a real talented Saints outfit. Hassan was great. Arana, big hit from the, Pilcher from the corner there with the lefty. A great win for the Hawks at home.
Well, it hasn't been the greatest season for the Hawks by any means, but it's good to see the crowd have come out here on a Thursday evening for their last home game to celebrate their players. They're still loyal. Of those players who took the court in the Rapid League, only one is not from the Hawke's Bay. They are a homegrown team. Great to see them get the win. Talk us through the Chemist Warehouse stats.
Again, very balanced. You know, that's actually a lot of assists there and very balanced in a short 16-minute game. Sam Gold was great on the boards for the Saints, but missed a ball coming in short minutes with 4. Maz Taylor was great. There you see him defensively showing up. And then defense got it done for the Hawks tonight, creeping through with the win at home.
And Allen with the big block in the end.
Timing
seal
block.
The deal.
He loved that one. Probably not, respectfully, not known for his blocks ability, but game-winning block there to seal things.
Well, that is all for the Rapid League when it comes to our Thursday evening hoops. Don't go anywhere, because at 7:30 we will be tipping off for the South NBL. It is the Hawke's Bay Hawks hosting the Wellington Saints. The Hawks cannot make the top 6. However, they have the opportunity to be the great disruptor and foil the plans for the Wellington Saints. Can the Saints get the win and improve their chances of making the top 2? Or will the Hawks disrupt? Find out at 7:30.
with the Wellington Saints, the catch. You're coming into the Hawks' nest. You know, every game of the season had. All right, I'm here with the Big Barrel, Hawks, Israel Eagle, Big E. Now, tonight, you're taking on the Wellington Saints team. That's always one of the best and toughest in the league opponents. What has been the team's main focus and preparation this week, and what would be the key coming away with a win tonight?
Yeah,
I'm with the Wellington Saints, the catch. You're coming into the Hawks' nest. You know, every game of the season has extra significance. How does your team balance the
16 weeks of basketball are coming to a head. Round 16, the final round before we get cooking in the playoffs. The Hawke's Bay Hawks hosting the Wellington Saints in the NZNBL. The Saints, well, they continue their pursuit of a top 2 seed finish tonight by visiting the Big Barrel Hawke's Bay Hawks at Rodney Green Arenas. Win and they keep that hope alive. Lose and they solidify their spot in 4th. I'm Taylor Johnson. Joining me is Lindsay Tate for this battle, and despite the Hawks being out not in playoff contention, they have a big opportunity here to not only show up for their fans but also be the disruptor for the Saints.
Yeah, for sure, Taylor. Playing at home, last game of the season, you know, a lot of young, fresh talent as well. They'll be excited still, and the opportunity to develop for the future. If you're the Saints, though, you know, really important game, building for the playoffs, and also they need these 2 wins if they want any opportunity to finish as high as possible.
Scan that QR code and let us know who you think will win, or go to yourshout.vote. At the moment, people picking the Saints, and you don't blame them considering the Saints' form. I mean, the Hawks, they have been, I think, 7 straight losses now, and then you look at their injury lists when you've seen people like no Rasmussen, no Greeder, no Carter, no Bush, no Ferguson. But we'll take a look at the standings first, and there is how it currently looks. The Sharks up in first, the Tuatara Rams and the Saints there. Only the Tuatara and Rams can overtake the Sharks, but we need lots of different things to happen throughout round 16 for that to happen. Otago Nuggets are finished in 5th. They can't go higher or lower, but it is all up for that battle of the 6th place. Currently the Fire there, but the Jets, Bulls, Giants and Airs all still a mathematical probability to make it. Isn't that a sign of such a good competition?
It is crazy balanced comp, and it's been that way at least for the last 3 seasons. So, you know, a luxury that we get the amount of talent that we're getting down at this part of the world, or this part of the globe, but also that the competition is so balanced right to the end.
The Jets-Bulls game will have massive permutations, so that is up tomorrow night. And then Saints-Sharks, that could be a preview of one of the finals of one of the playoffs. And the Giants and the Fire, if the Fire win that one, they pretty much solidify that 6th spot given their points percentage. Then after that, it is Tuatara Airs on Sunday, and then a big game to finish the round, the Rams and the Bulls. That's for the starting 5 for the Saints. Davison, Ingram, Allaire, Harris and Pepper, all really big names. Every one of them capable of breaking a game open. Who have you liked the look of? Who's in form for you?
I mean, I can't look past Mr. Pepper. You know, he's been putting huge numbers on the board all season, and also playing his trade in the ANBL, so he's the one that I'll be on the watch for this evening, especially, you know, played a little bit as a guard, so want to see what he's about, but really been impressed with the Saints throughout the whole season.
We spoke to Akech Allaire ahead of this game. Let's hear what he had to say before tip-off.
I'm with the Wellington Saints, Akech. You're coming into the Hawks' Nest. You know, every game of the season has extra significance. How does your team balance the pressure of getting a result while still playing free and getting the work done this season?
I mean, I think we're sitting 3rd or 4th right now. We have a chance to be top 2, so every game definitely does matter. They're a bit undermanned and injured, but we put in the work for a reason. We trust our guys, our system, our coaches, the way we play, so it's easy to play free.
Awesome. Now, basketball is often decided by certain areas, you know, like rebounding, defense, communication, and taking care of the ball. Which areas do you believe will have the biggest impact on tonight's game?
I think our group personally, we put an emphasis this week on know your personnel. So just locking in on the scout, everybody on the scout, even if it's a rapid guy, knowing who's playing, locking down on that end, playing free on the other end.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for your time. Good luck for the game.
Great insight there from Allaire, letting us know that you know your personnel, make sure you're doing your scout and knowing everyone on that court, and that's a sign of respect. I'm loving that from the Saints. Here's your starting 5 for the Hawks, and as we mentioned, they have been injury ravaged. A lot of their starters unavailable, along with Murphy, McLaughlin, Eagle, Burton and Jeter. Obviously Burton has the most experience out on the floor this evening, but for you, who do you think needs to step up and have a big game up against the Saints team?
Jeter has to stand up this evening, and he's been great for them since he's come in. He's played, you know, at some huge universities, I believe Arizona and Duke. Really like watching him play in 2 or 3 games this season, but for him to, you know, for the Hawks to have any kind of opportunity to stay competitive this evening, he's going to have a huge game.
We spoke to homegrown talent Ezra Eagle ahead of tip-off. Let's hear his insights.
All right, I'm here with the big barrel, Hawks, Ezra Eagle, Big E. Now tonight you're taking on the Wellington Saints team. That's always one of the best and toughest in the league opponents. What has been the team's main focus and preparation this week, and what would be the key coming away with a win tonight?
Yeah, this week obviously we've been managing a lot of hurt bodies, so the focus has been on us. How can we execute better defensively? What kind of switch-ups can we use to disrupt them and really finish the season on a high? I think keys for us, there's a lot of star power across the board, so forcing those guys to take shots that are probably the weaker part of their skill set and being disciplined on how many times can we do that and stay consistent and tidying up the rebounds and just fighting.
Awesome. Now, given this is your last home game, what can the Hawks fans expect to see from the group tonight?
Well, firstly, we just want to thank the fans for coming out. I know it's been a rough season, but it's always great coming home and having their support with us. As usual, we're going to fight no matter the score, right to the last second on the clock, so we're going to give it everything to finish the season on a high for them.
Awesome. Hey, Big E, good luck for the game. Thanks for your time, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Two wonderful interviews with fantastic insight. These basketball players, Lindsay Tate.
No, you're right, Taylor. Ezra Eagle's an outstanding young man, had luxury of being around him a little bit and very well spoken. And Akicha Lair, as you can see here in the player spotlight, thought, the respect level and him talking about them not skipping steps and knowing the scout, whether it's a starter or a rapid league player, I thought was, big props and respect to their group. As you can see here, the Saints coming in with a lot of rhythm, and Hawks have got one more chance here to try and thug it out and finish on a good note here in front of a great showing at home. It looks like for the last home game, crowd came out down in the Bay.
Good to see lots of young kids here too. It is a school night, but still out here to support their team for the last game of the season. Now there's only two match officials today. We've had a little bit of drama, and that is why we're tipping off a bit late. Mikey Graham had to drive from Tauranga down here to the Hawke's Bay because his flight was cancelled. Sam Pan didn't make it from Wellington, flew to Auckland, and then the flight to Auckland to the Bay was cancelled. And so Blake Wozinowski was able to get in. And so there will only be two match officials, so you'd have to say they will be under a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, they will. They will. But, back in the day, they used to have to do it with two. And
sometimes one.
Absolutely. And, shout out to them having to stand up this evening and do it under tough circumstances. But I'm sure they'll be fine, and we do have the luxury as well, hopefully, if we have to, of running things back on a playback if they really need to look at anything. So they'll be fine this evening.
75% of you at home think the Saints are going to get the win. 25% backing the Hawks faithful. And I think after that motivational chat from Ezra Eagle saying you're going to fight right down to the end, to the last second, I'd be starting to have a bit of faith in the Hawks too.
Yeah, at this stage of the year, everything aside, you are developing for the future, but really, a very proud group down there, a lot of history, and they're playing for their mana, the mana of this outfit, and that's always something easy to stand up for.
Remember their first matchup, it was heavily one-sided, 107-79, the Saints won, and of course they did have Jackson Ball, who got 29 points, and Jeremy McLaughlin had 14 with 9 rebounds, almost a double-double. Chase Jeter did have a double-double with 13 points and 10 rebounds, so they're wanting to emulate that performance and really try and shut down these shooters. And I love what Ezra Eagle said around, they know that they've got really good shooters across the court, but trying to force them to take tough shots. So let's see if they can implement that.
Yeah, it's beautiful to understand that. Executing that, on the other hand, is going to be obviously why we toss the ball up and play it, but that is absolutely the starting point, knowing that there's so much firepower here, and statistically they're offensively league leaders in a lot of the major categories, and they're also standing up at the defensive end as well. So tough out the Saints. Look at the 5 they got out there right now. And they still got Isaiah Leafa as well to return.
Yeah, Saints unfortunately lost Iwili and a couple other players, but Leafa out injured. Unsure when he is back. Pepper gets a bounce pass away, and it's a first up foul. Will go to the Chemist Warehouse early. And it is Hiram Harris who'll be taking 2 shots.
And they play out of that a lot. They just clear that strong side corner. They get into that pick and roll with Pepper, and you have to help on him, otherwise he's going to punish you, and that leaves the roll man, Hiram Harris, there with the advantage. And beautiful little play to start things off for the Saints to get a structured look at the ring.
Saints in their white strip and the Hawks in the black for your Thursday night hoops on the Sal's NBL. Hiram Harris, the first to register some points in the game. Let's not forget he played for the Hawks in 2018 and 2021 and 2020 to 2023, so he knows these rims well.
And congratulations to H as well. Recently signed back in Japan, if I'm correct there. So shout out to him, and he's been great since he's been home with the Saints as well. Always great to have him back in the comp. One of my favorites.
Amen to the yen is what we say. Hawks, this is their first possession. Murphy getting the start with all the injuries and wanting to go to the rim was McLaughlin. Doesn't get the kiss of the glass he would have liked. Aaliyah with the rebound, so the Saints get their first stop.
Yeah, and even though they've had a tough go at it, Jacob Murphy's been lucky the last couple games, even though he got turned around there from Elijah Pepper and lined up for a 3, and he's been outstanding the whole year. But Jacob Murphy given extra opportunity, and he's had some great individual performances of late. Jeter's been great playing out of this post, sorry Taylor, and if they don't send a double, he's usually effective at getting something at the ring.
It's 2 buckets that they've left down that end of the court, and that time there's a stop, and Murphy does well defensively, so yet to register any points the Hawke's Bay Hawks. It's 5-0 to the Saints.
Just need to be wary of the pace that the Saints are playing with already. These first 3 possessions look like everything's kind of in their favor.
3 opportunities, none of them converted for the Hawks, so it will be the Saints to inbound the ball, and they don't want to let the Saints team get out to a hot start because they are such a hard team to chase.
And interesting as well, they've been using Carlin Davidson a lot at the point guard position the last little bit. Watching the FIBA game as well, where Tane Murray went off. Carlin was playing as that kind of point forward. See kind of a lot of interchangeable pieces for the Saints.
First minute and a half been a little bit scratchy from both teams. Applying some full court pressure though here are the Saints.
Yeah, as you'd expect, a lot deeper this evening on paper. So why wouldn't you get up and pressure the basketball and force turnovers?
And that's exactly what happens. You pressure, they come up with a turnover, and Davison in tandem with Aaliyah.
A great start from the Saints here on the road. Hawks really struggling to get into their offense so far.
And just as you say that, Chase Jeter steps up to the plate and gets their first points of the game. But you're right, they are struggling offensively.
He is tough down there in that post, though. And I caught their last game, and they had to send doubles to him. Otherwise, he punished them the whole game. And great back cut there from Ingram again. Really sound, fundamental player. Just beat Zoe on that back door for the easy layup with his left.
And the way Aaliyah was able to thread that ball through all those defenders as well was excellent. Can't underestimate that bounce pass.
Great job there too, just getting a deflection, 3-quartering that post entry. He knows that if Jeter catches it down there and squares him up, he's tough to deal with, so just making any catch difficult. Smart.
McLaughlin surveying his options. There's Eagle, dishes it to Burton. Played well over 200 games. Murphy can't quite finish it, bounces out. So another missed opportunity here for the Hawks, an opportunity here for the Saints to continue charging ahead.
They've looked really good at the defensive end, the Saints, and great push from Carlin Davidson there. Just creating something out of nothing. Allaire on the glass, and as you see, Jordan Hunt ready to check in, so he'll help them on the glass as well. Carlin Davidson with the reach in there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Alonso got called for stepping on the sideline, so that extended pressure after the make there again from the Saints, just turning the bay over. Keach get a quick blow here, so Coach Young turning his players over quickly early on. No need to thrash anybody at this stage of the season. Little pin down screen for Elijah Pepper.
Oh, great steal from Jacob Murphy. It's one-on-one, him and Davison, and Davison does enough defensively.
A great job of getting back after turning the ball over and contesting without fouling. Oh. Put the guard on him down low. Hunt
The back
Wow.
to Jordan Hunt, the spin move, and had Murphy there, and he's going to go to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line, but that is a mismatch any day of the week.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Murphy started posting up Jordan Hunt on that one. He got kind of flipped around, but got caught out of position. Jordan Hunt, smart play there. Couple free throws. And as you'd expect early on, the Saints' offense and firepower kind of just overwhelming a younger Hawks group that's undermanned, kind of, as you mentioned, ravaged through injury. Saints looking great, turning that offensive pressure into defensive pressure.
Jordan Hunt, like Hiram Harris, played 3 seasons down here with the Hawks from 2021 to 2023.
They'll stay extended here with their pressure. Ingram on the ball. Jordan Hunt up plugging. Again, trying to make those catches into the post difficult here for Jeter.
Jeter has Hunt, and Hunt brought that hook, line, and sinker.
A great tip in there on the follow. Carlin Davidson not giving them any time to kind of rest on their laurels, just pushing off makes as well. So you like that from the Saints, just keeping them under pressure. See Maz Taylor checking in here with Kasim Ballin off the bench. Just had a big Rapid League win not long ago for the Hawks.
Yeah, 1-point win for the Hawks. It was a couple of clutch plays, a good shot from Leonard Sink, a triple similar to that one from Elijah Pepper.
Yeah, and it's just a little one there. Maz Taylor, you know, went under that screen, and you can do that in Rapid League, but you can't do that against Elijah Pepper. Anytime you get separation on his body, and I'm sure they're going to have a corridor about that in the timeout, and that is the difference, the little increments. When you transfer the levels, you can't get off a shooter like Elijah Pepper's body, or he's going to punish you every single time.
Crucial timeout called here by the Hawks, because the Saints are already up with a huge double-digit lead, and we're not even halfway through this first quarter. If you are the Hawke's Bay Hawks, what are you saying to the team? What changes do you need to see now before the Saints run away with it?
I mean, again, defensively in the Rapid League, they did a pretty good job of mixing up their zone defenses and kind of slowing the firepower of the Saints down. They look like they're hurting them a lot with the pace and transition as well. I don't think it would hurt to get to second and third side, executing on their offenses if they have it. If not, it looks like getting the ball into the post, into Jeter, and playing out of him until they send a double team, which they were effective against in previous games, and kind of putting shooters on the weak side and playing off that will be their best bet to stay competitive this evening.
Remember, if the Saints win, it improves their win percentage, so 14 wins to 5 losses. It means they remain capable of finishing with 15 victories by beating Southland on Saturday, but that would be a big ask. So they need to win this to keep their top 2 hopes alive. A loss does mean that they solidify 4th and will have to play in the play-in games.
Yeah, they won't be thinking about losing whatsoever. And, you know, winning is important, but they'll be wanting to get some rhythm as well, and some confidence heading into the playoff run without burning legs unnecessarily. So it's that fine balance. And Ingram, beautiful there, just the big wing pushing against the smaller guard and younger and Maz Taylor, and just pulling his way to the ring for the easy lay. Caught him in the reach in there. And if Maz is going to use that one, he might as well really hammer him and not let him even get a shot up.
Only fitting that he is the one that gets the bucket, because he got the beautiful intercept, read the play well down the other end of the court, and that is not how you want to come out from a timeout for the Hawks. They cough up a turnover, and then the Saints punish them down the other end with a 3-point play via Ingram. So what can they cook up here?
You can see the answer to the pressure is to get McLaughlin to advance the ball as they're big for the Hawks, and there he is on the O boards.
Massive O board. They really needed to break that scoring drought through McLaughlin.
And he's really good with that little shot that he finished with there, that little left-hand hook.
Hunt uncontested 3, but it's out of bounds by the Hawke's Bay Hawks, so they get another opportunity for an offensive set here, the Saints.
And that was Hiram Harris there, just on the tag up or the jam on the O board, just jamming up on the glass and putting pressure on the Hawks, forcing the turnover and the extra possession for his group. Baseline out of bounds. Watch Mr. Pepper coming off here.
And rightly so, they put 2 on him.
And that's what opens up Jordan Hunt. Taylor, you know, you send a shooter like Elijah Pepper off those screens at pace, and often multiple defenders bite, and opens up the interior. They'll look to run a similar action, split type action here, where he'll screen for the big and then split off.
Again, they double team him, and that means someone is left wide open. It is Allaire. He can't convert. The O board does go by way of the Saints. Again, a refund. This time he makes no mistake from the exact same spot.
And you're right, those O boards just really punishing the Hawks right now. Just a bigger, more aggressive group in the Saints. And we got Carlin Davidson, a forward up with the ability to apply pressure on the wing. Lonzo Burton, great job of absorbing that pressure and finishing over Jordan Hunt.
We need to start adding some more buckets to that tally. Allaire thought about going for back-to-back triples, but a big mismatch down here. Pepper steps back for the two, pulls the trigger, and it's good.
I love that. I'm biased of the guards that go down there and post up, and Elijah Pepper, again, the steal and the three. He is fun to watch out here playing like it's NBA Jam. Love his game. He just goes on runs where he just stacks up points.
Elijah Pepper is something special. We spoke about MVP voting, and you have to think that his name would be up there.
He's got to be in the mix the way that he's come in and played.
And yet another turnover and steal by the Saints. Oh, we were looking for the highlight play. Carlin Davidson, we know he can dish them out, but I like the way that Gina said, not in our house. We need to still keep some respect on our names.
Yeah, great job of getting back there and deflecting. And pretty good look from Elijah Pepper. Probably could have laid the ball down there, but uber athletic Carlin Davidson running, and he's been hooking everyone up the whole year, so trying to return the favor.
It is a 19-point lead here already in the first quarter. The Hawke's Bay Hawks need to get back-to-back buckets. They need some stops. They're their own worst enemies at the moment. How many turnovers have we seen as Jeter quickly pops that one in? They're into double digits after 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, they've already got 5 turnovers on the board, unfortunately, for the Hawks, but great job there of steadying the ship by Jeter and getting them into double digits, as you mentioned. And
Pepper's just having fun out here.
Elijah Pepper looked like it's practice out there right now.
11 points.
That's a deep corner three. He almost shot over the corner of the backboard. Another turnover from the Hawks, just forcing it. Oh!
I think he was looking for the circuit shot there.
He for sure was waiting for the whistle, and lucky he got it. Otherwise, that would have looked crazy. He probably had the trailer there in Carlin Davidson, but again, knew he got fouled, so did what he's supposed to do when he heard that little peep and put the ball up on the ring. Ezra Eagle here just huddling the troops, telling them, listen, man, we got to just slow down, breathe. You know, at these stages of the game, you just want to get a good shot at the ring, Taylor. Multiple positions where they were just forcing offensively at pace and turning the ball over and getting punished at this end.
Well, the Hawks have been their own worst enemy at the moment because they're trying to push the pace, they're trying to force the passes, and the Saints are defensively switched on. They are looking to get their hands in the passing lane. They are trying everything. And 20 points, make it 21-point lead. Massive.
I mean, Elijah Pepper's come out the gate, 13 points. Arana Robertson even checking in limited minutes, and the way he's applied defensive pressure has been outstanding. So you've got to give the Saints their props. But you're right, at the same time, Hawks can play a lot smarter and just slow down a half beat here and breathe, execute, get some good looks, and start chipping away.
McLaughlin steps back. The rebound falls in the hands of Arana Robertson, as he mentioned, checks into the game. Played a good game in the Rapid League. They weren't able to get the win. Davison on the right wing wants to try and blow by, but he puts his foot out of bounds, and that is a relief for the Hawks.
Hiram Harris will check in here for Carlin, give him a well-deserved break. And Saints yet to commit a foul, Taylor, for the quarter. Opposite of that, Hawks will be in the bonus for the last 2-3 minutes here. So just have to manage their foul trouble as a group.
We're bringing the ball downhill. Maz Taylor, 19-year-old out of Napier Boys, you mentioned, finishing his schooling at Utah Prep.
Yeah, recently under the tutelage of Mark Dickel, one of the greats from out of the country.
Oh, great block and regather from Allaire, but unfortunately he put his foot out of bounds on the regather.
You know, have a short clock here from the baseline. Looks like 6 seconds on the baseline out of bounds for the Hawks. Plenty of time, though, to generate a good look.
do you think they're blowing up about here?
Maybe it's, I'm not sure, to be honest with you, Taylor. Maybe it was something to do with the clock.
Yeah, my lip reading's not too good, but that is a great make from McLaughlin and one that was necessary.
McLaughlin just lined him up with that lefty, the three, and knocked it down. Very timely. Jordan Hunt playing one-on-one in the post against Ezra Eagle. Beautiful counter move there.
Great defense from Eagle because he definitely gives up a few centimeters when it comes to height, but did enough and bodied up.
Strong base. Yeah, really good positioning there, and he's always going to fight. Look like the Saints will get the position back here with a shot clock themselves. 5-6 seconds on the shot clock. Baseline out of bounds. Mirror image of last possession.
Robertson in his rookie season and finds Alea.
We've just seen that baseline out of bounds 3 times in a row. Elijah Pepper come off and he's punishing you from the 3, and you've got to help on that. And Alea just slips right to the ring for the easy layup. That'll be the Saints' first foul of the quarter, so happy to give that take foul up early.
20-point advantage. The Hawks trailing this Wellington Saints team. The Saints do have a lot to play for. They're not just satisfied with being in the top 4. They know they can make the top 2 if they get this win and some other results go their way throughout the weekend. They also have the Sharks to play as the Hawks with possession, wanting to cut into the lead. McLaughlin with the reverse. That was pretty.
You see here on the ball, young Case Ball, younger brother of Jackson Ball, checking in, earning some minutes. After had a nice dunk in the Rapid League as well.
He has got absolute range. Has a catch, Alea.
That was Alea. He's beautiful stretch big there. Oh, good D from Pepper, and took a shot to the face. But I love that about him too. You know, he can really score the basketball and get to the ring, but he will sit down and guard his yard and put his chest in front. McLaughlin goes sit down there with that foul. Got Maz Taylor with a couple of fouls early on.
And McLaughlin, their highest scorer at present. He's on 9. Pepper on 15 points. Pepper obviously had that season high 45 points against the Jets in round 8. Could be on his way there. Great interplay between Davison and Harris.
The point forward and just gets his opposite big on the wheel. Hiram Harris for the easy left-hand lay, which is his strong hand. Great push from Maz Taylor and find.
Casson for 3. Can't get there, but Jeter with the tidy up. Just eating up the crumbs.
Easy put back there. Great O-board from Jeter. See young Case Ball. Hiram Harris with a small switch down low. Sam Gold
onto the court too, Sam Gold. So they're starting to use their full bench, and we like to see that given the big advantage. They've got 23 points now. Eagle running out of options, the defense smothering them, and you can see the intention there from Jeter just to get that ball moving quickly, given how tight the Saints defense are, but at present, just not really connecting.
Got a 6-second differential on the shot clock here. Saints will get one more position down the finish this quarter. Maz Taylor with the deep 3.
Beautiful shot from Taylor. A clutch shot, it was needed to bring that back to 20.
No fouls to give here, the Hawks. They'll have to play clean. Good
Great
look
read
from Carlin there, but he probably had the wing. Defenses are starting to get used to that kind of pre-read on that. Dropping to that corner, starting to open up that wing on the weak side. They'll still have plenty of time to play with here on the sideline out of bounds.
They get it to Ingram, and he nails it, and everything just seems to be going right for the Wellington Saints. In 10 minutes of basketball, they have put up 42 points against this Hawks team. They are on fire heading into the playoffs. 42 points to 20. The Saints over the Hawks in round 16. No more hukuma. Welcome back to Rodney Green Arenas in Napier, where the Hawke's Bay Hawks are trailing the Wellington Saints 42 points to 20. And we look at some of the Chemist Warehouse stats at the moment, and Wellington Saints are on fire. Their field goal percentage, 75%. They are 15 from 20 from the field, 5 from 7 from three-point land at 71%, and they are 7 from 7 from the free throw line. How do you summarise that first 10 minutes, Lindsay Tate?
It's about as good as you could hope for at this stage of the season, you know, and not only that, Coach Young managed to get 8 or 9 bodies through as well. Everybody's healthy. It's about as good a start as you could hope for the Wellington Saints here on the road.
And great start to the second quarter by the Hawke's Bay Hawks. It is tough when you are trailing by 22 points, but it was a brilliant cut from Murphy receiving the pass from Jeter, and it's a three-point play opportunity for young Jacob Murphy.
Beautiful slot cut for the AM1, you're right, Taylor. And turnovers hurting the Hawks in that quarter, 8. And a lot of them were live ball. And
the O-boards as well. Every time there's a board, there seems to be a white jersey collecting colour. Davison had to juggle that again, gets his own rebound, gets it up to Ingram, who leaves it short. That's a good stop. What can they do in transition? Murphy misses the target. He's out of bounds when he regathers it. I think just the pressure of getting down there. He had an open look. He knew someone was down his back.
Absolutely. He's really bouncy. He went with the no gather hand pickup. He didn't put his left hand on the ball, which is hard to do, probably because he had Ingram chasing him hard and just got hung up on that one, unfortunately.
Missed opportunity there for the Hawks to eat into this colossal lead by the Saints. Pepper back out on court. They've gone with their starters, and he's just lost his footing there. Hopefully nothing untoward. No, looks good. Hate to see Pepper go down.
Great duck in there from Allaire, the smaller Murphy, the ring.
And they did just enough, the smaller bodies, but they didn't go for the rebounds. This time they get the defensive rebound, but how many second chance looks have the Saints team had?
You're doing a great job of crashing the glass early here in this game.
Again, that's that same play. Murphy just cutting through, but not going to crash his own shot at the boards.
They've made that adjustment now and sending that double early on Jeter in the post. Hiram Harris got the guard out high.
Trying to pressure Pepper here.
Yeah, Pepper likes his matchup on the wing there. It's Isaac Allen, just a little bit too quick for him off the bounce. He just stacks up points, just finds ways to get to the free throw line. You see, kind of puts him in jail, gets the defender on his back, uses that momentum on the stop. Just defender just runs into him.
Isaac Allen, the one giving up the foul there, but he had a massive play in the Rapid League game.
I was about to say, yeah,
2
just coming off
seconds
the
left.
game-winning block. Yeah.
2 seconds left for the Saints to... All they needed was 1 point to tie it up, or 2 to win, and he came up with a big block. So getting an opportunity here in the Cells to prove himself just the way he did in the Rapid League. It was a game won by the Hawks by 1 point.
Same thing, absorbing that pressure through letting the bigs bring the ball up, but Akicha Allaire turns him over. It's the Pepper on the breakout for the easiest of layups. Another turnover there, and again a live ball turnover, so relatively unforced live ball turns into 2 points at the other end. Those are really deflating.
First 10 minutes of the first quarter, they had 8 turnovers, the Hawks.
Great layup there by Murphy, though, steadying the ship. Great start for him to the second quarter, couple layups.
Hiram Harris gets it to Ingram, looking at his options, gets it back out. Allaire steps back for the 3, leaves it on the rim. Harris can't finish, and that's good continuity from the Hawks, just trying to fight for that ball and ensure there's no second chance looks.
Got lucky there, Hiram Harris still being a menace on those boards, the Saints, and really causing the Hawks issue, undermanned. Like Jeter took a foul there, trying to set that screen. Jordan Hunt checking in for Hiram Harris. Alonzo Burden checking back in as well for Case Ball. Great minutes from him, the young fella. Getting the opportunity to play at this level.
Isaac Allen, just 18 years old, out of Napier Boys High School. Jacob Murphy, again, another homegrown product, goes to the cup, can't finish. And now pushing downhill, Pepper pulls up for three. And everything he touched turns to gold, and is only two. Get his foot over the line.
That's tough. Remind me of a Eric Devendorf type of guy that, you know, take those type of shots and you don't even blink, because that looked like a free throw to him. Great on the back cut there, Alonzo Burden. He's had a couple of those this evening. Just veteran play.
Pepper's up to 21 points. Davison steps back, wants to get a slice of the three party, can't do so. Murphy tasked with bringing the ball down court.
Probably in their favor here, Taylor. The game just slowed down a half beat for the Hawks.
And it's back-to-back buckets for Burton, but you're right, it has started to slow a bit. It feels like the sting's been taken out. Timeout has been called. Still a 21-point lead.
Just not as much pace and not as many turnovers, and slowly start to chip away at this lead.
Scan that QR code and have your say for the fan MVP. There are plenty of standouts throughout the whole season. It is hard to pick one, but we've spoken about Elijah Pepper. He's been very good this evening. Akech Alier as well has had a very strong season.
Elijah's already got 21 of their 48 points and put him down for a couple of assists, but love the way that he still applies defensive pressure and real competitor, so he's fun to watch.
You are Aaron Young. What is the message to your team? How do you not become complacent, and how do you still stick to your structure when sometimes the game has lost a bit of structure?
You forget about the winning and losing, even though, you know, every time we step between the lines, that's what we're about. And you get back to kind of competing for every possession and just stacking plays, because you know that you're competing for something that's much bigger than, you know, beating, unfortunately, the one team that can't make it into the playoffs anymore. You know, a lot has gone into everything to get us to this part of the season, so not getting complacent. And, you know, if we do end up getting a significant lead, then it's a beautiful time to start getting some of these guys that play heavy rapid league minutes into the Sal's game and blooding them through, so in games of meaning that they're confident and ready to play.
Six and a half left to go in the second quarter. The Saints 48, the Hawke's Bay Hawks 28.
Just like that, you see Pilcher and Robertson checking in and getting some minutes for the Saints with Jordan Hunt, so starting to get that bench through early for Coach Aaron Young.
Good rebound.
Great season, sorry, Taylor, with his group down there, the Saints.
Good rebound for Murphy, but you're right, it's good to see them getting some of their bench out there early, because they might have to go deep in the playoffs. It's a bit of push and shove between Hunt and Jeter down low. Pretty sure Hunt copped an elbow.
And that's tough from Jeter. Again, the unorthodox kind of post-game offensive game, but really effective.
Davison spins, gets it to Hunt. Back in the hands of Davison, and yeah, just a foul. Jeter doesn't want to give those ones away.
And that's his second, and he'll have to be careful. He's had a little bit of trouble with the, you know, the foul scenario throughout the season, and has a tendency of picking up multiple fouls in succession, so just needs to be careful here early in the second. Great find.
Hunt blocked from behind by Jeter. That is good defense, but stepping up to the plate is Ingram, and Davison somehow snatches that ball from Alonzo Burden.
Just again on that jam or that tag up, just getting extra possessions. McLaughlin doing a great job of not giving up on the play, turning him over for an easy left-hand layup. 16
points, they have cut it down. Davison for a triple, leaves it well short. McLaughlin gets it to Allen. Just a little bit of hesitation too, and I think that comes with the experience.
And just a half beat out of sorts the last two or 3 minutes for the Saints. And I guess dried up a little bit offensively as well, but just living on the perimeter, and Hawke's doing a great job of turning it into some decent looks at this end.
McLaughlin looked very quick to take that shot, probably didn't have the best look he could have had.
Just as we speak on that, you can see 3 Saints starters ready to check back into the game, Taylor.
Yeah.
Coach Young's seen enough.
Oh, you're right. They have become a bit disjointed. They're losing the footing.
Okay. I'm going to take foul from Colin Davidson. Maybe a little bit of frustration there with the no call. And as you mentioned earlier, tough one for the referees this evening. Only 2 of them out there, so doing their best under difficult circumstances. Mikey Graham.
And Mikey Graham having to drive from Tauranga. And Sam Pan unable to make it due to cancelled flights.
See, the Saints will stay ruthless here and extending their aggressive pressure against the undermanned Hawks outfit.
Maz Taylor back out on the court. Jeter has Hunt wearing him like a backpack. Murphy looking for the floater and the slam, and that is a highlight play we've been waiting to see. The Hawke's Bay Hawks fans are pleased coming out for the last game of the season.
Beautiful pass from Jacob Murphy to Jeter on the roll, and it was almost the same play that the Saints started the game off with Hiram Harris, that empty corner kind of 2-man interaction, and just threw it up to the athlete at the ring, and beautiful finish from Jeter. Timeout.
Well, they've put this lead back down to 14.
Yeah, they've done a great job of cutting into this lead. And here you see here, Jordan Hunt just gets caught in between, and Jeter with the great finish at the cut. Beautiful.
The biggest lead of the night was 24 for the Saints. That shows the tenacity of this Hawke's Bay Hawks team to not lie down. And we heard from Ezra Eagle pre-game that they are going to fight right to the end. They want to thank their fans for supporting them. They know it's been a tough season. And they are certainly fighting.
Yeah, and just done a great job of slowing down and looking after the ball in the second quarter, as hard as that is to do when you're chasing a hole. And McLaughlin's been great, I thought, in the second quarter, just coming in. He's got 11 points on the board, but just his energy, his rebounding, his finishing, he's really enabled them to cut into this lead a lot and give them a bit of energy and hope in the second quarter.
We are heading into the business end of the season for the South NBL, but the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa starts in a few months' time. Make sure you scan that QR code and view the schedule, get to some of the games. So the lead back down to 14, and that is why the starters start to come back on. But we have seen some more rotation. I can see Adana Robertson back on court for the Saints. He's about to inbound.
Pepper to the corner, Taylor.
And it has been a rinse and repeat with that Pepper move. And in transition, they leave it behind, and there's been so many opportunities that the Hawks have absolutely coughed up. They get a stop there again. Let's see what they can do the second time round. Going quick, McLaughlin gets it stripped by Harris, and it will be a whistle.
Turnovers coming back to hurt the Saints here again. A couple of great looks, but just a little bit sloppy, and McLaughlin doing a great job of turning that into offense at this end, and Hiram Harris gets caught with hands in. A couple of free throws coming up.
McLaughlin, the leading scorer for the Hawks in this game, just with 11 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists.
And only their second and third free throws of the game, I believe, here. So great job steadying the ship and getting to the line for the Hawks here from McLaughlin.
First one is short.
And again, done a great job of tightening up, looking after the ball. Only 1 turnover this quarter. Saints, though, stretching theirs out to 7. So they've gone a lot higher than they would have liked to in the second quarter, enabling the Hawks to bridge this gap. 13 points. Great job from the Hawks undermanned here to give themselves a fighting chance. Dante Ingram checking back in.
You mentioned underman again. No Rasmussen, no Greeder, no Kara, no Ferguson, no Bush.
Jackson Ball.
No ball. Hey, but we've got a case ball.
Yeah, we do.
Just turned 16.
Hiram Harris with a mismatch down low on Zoe Burden. The one more here for Ingram.
Trying to scramble on defense. Jeter does well to get into position and does just enough to stop that one. Almost running out of room there.
He did a great job of not fouling there, Jeter. Straight back to the post. They play it one-on-one.
Oh, Murphy, when you're cutting the lane, you need to be available at all times.
He took a falcon there. Great look. Oof.
That's tough from McLaughlin, but well done to Maz Taylor there as well, who did get a hand to it to allow them to have a second chance down this end of the court.
You're just staying in the play, and again, McLaughlin being uber aggressive and getting into the paint where he's great with those push shots and unorthodox floaters runners, just like his front court mate in Jeter. So they've been great for their group this evening.
The Hawks have only scored 6 points in this quarter. In comparison, in the first quarter, they scored 42. 7 minutes and 15 seconds of basketball, they've only come up with 6 points. How frustrated would Aaron Young be?
I'd say he'd be pretty frustrated. You know, he's burnt a couple of timeouts where I'm sure he'd be relaying these messages, and obviously turnovers have hurt them a little bit. You can't expect them to continue to shoot the ball at the clip they did in the first quarter, but Hawks have done a great job themselves of making some shots in the second quarter as well, so you've got to take your hat off to them.
Great adjustment on defense as well from the Hawks. Davison tries to get rid of Taylor.
He said, get off me. Great find on the lob there, that backside wide open from Hiram Harris against the smaller Jacob Murphy for the easy lay.
And that's just good vision too. You see Hiram Harris down in that post position, you know he is tough. Jeter holds it up, does a spin, puts it up with the one hand.
Love those little finds that Murphy's getting down low for Jeter there, and just finding those pockets for him to receive the ball and getting into his finishing package. Jordan Hunt will check back in to try and help with that. Great find from Pepper. Help side comes up late, and Keechalea will be the recipient of the easiest dunk of the night.
Into the last 2 minutes of the half, Murphy.
Nice screen, flip that late. Another great find.
Well, got the pick and roll, but just couldn't finish it. But as you said, set the screen, got into the paint. Just plenty of white basketball singlets in front of him, unfortunately. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Jeter out beyond the perimeter, looking for a helping hand.
Maz used that speed advantage.
Ooh, off-balance shot, and that was difficult, but he makes it look easy.
Really, Roz is lucky he had his legs crossed like I'm sitting with here right now doing this commentary, and still finished. Pepper. That was nice. Little dipsy-do up and under with the left. A little bit of English off the glass. I like his style too, Taylor. He like one of them dudes that do something real nice and then act like it didn't happen. You know those guys?
Very humble, but doesn't that one really take the air out of the Hawks? Because you just see a phenomenal shot by McLaughlin, off balance. As you said, his legs were crossed, nails the triple, but then they go down the other end, and it's a pretty shot from Pepper and an opportunity for a three-point play.
And that's what the Saints do, you know, even though they've had a tough scoring quarter, they've still got 55 points on the board. And great timeout here from Coach Lopez. Just under a minute 20 left. Saints are in the bonus. Hawks have got one foul to give. Heading into the half.
Massive turnaround for this Hawks team, considering the first quarter that they did have outscored 42 points to 20. Beautiful.
You're so right. It's kind of hard to even articulate truly how big a hole they were in if you were looking at it from like the stats don't really reflect that we were on track for a beatdown. 10 minutes ago, it was getting scary from a commentary perspective, you know, and then for them to bridge the gap that the way they have here has been huge. So great signs from the Hawks at home here and showing that fighting spirit in the last game of the season.
Look, Lindsay, people wanted to hear commentary. They were even watching the game on their phones that we just saw.
I don't know if it's about my commentary, but I'll take it.
That's great to have 7-time NZNBL champion Lindsay Tate. We've had some great expert analysis throughout the season. We're in round 16. 14-point deficit. The Hawke's Bay Hawks have shown us they can be resilient.
Saints will stay extended here, even though they're in the bonus. Just a little bit of pressure up the court, kill some clock. Go back to the post here for Jeter, I'd say. And Hunt and Jeter have been having a great little battle down there this quarter.
Absolutely. You can see them chirping at each other. You can see the elbows flying.
There'll be a couple free throws here for Chase Jeter and Jordan Hunt's right. They've definitely had their elbows up in a legal fashion, though. I'd say that's the bump of the bigs. I always used to, you know, you've got the guards out here caning around, trying to apply full court pressure, and it's a little bit more of a legs and a lungs battle, but you've got the bigs down there. They've got to sweat on each other and lean on each other, a little bump, bump, bump. So tough one for the referees to call. It's almost like two different games they have to officiate.
Aram Harris comes up with it, unable to convert his opportunity at the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. Hunt, Alonzo Burden almost got to it. Murphy read it brilliantly, so he gets a hand to it. Hawks wanting to get downhill quickly. Leaves it behind for young Taylor, but pulls up short on the triple attempt.
I love that Carlin's playing at the point. Would love to see him get aggressive with his own kind of attacking to the ring. Don't want to see him fall into just straight facilitation mode the whole time. That's where he's great, you know what I mean, and where he's made a living, just being that athlete, aggressive, attacking the ring, putting pressure on the ring and the referees, you know, and then if the help side comes, he's got the luxury of kicking to guys like this guy over here with his pink shoes on, Elijah Pepper, who's lights out.
You're so right, because Davison obviously played that role when he was playing for the Taranaki Airs, his hometown, and he's moved to the Saints, and we haven't seen him play the way he has in previous seasons because his role on court has changed. But I'm with you. I want to see the highlight plays from Carlin.
Absolutely, and it's just balance, you know what I mean? You come from a scenario where you kind of have to do everything, and in the last game, Carlin, almost every game is on the verge of being a 20-point triple-double. And it was exactly the same last game in the whole season, but he's just so good offensively that I think there's even more there for him to be a facilitator and get his own. And his development over the last 2-3 years has been outstanding to watch on and off the court.
Oh, hence why he's had that tall blacks call up and played almost every game. And Jeter showing his range.
And love that from Jeter. Play a timeout here. Jeter and McLaughlin want to send this out right, so much respect to them. Rasmussen hit him with the ugly face on the bench. Said, ugh, like that.
12 points the difference, and if you had told me that the Hawks are going to come back from the hole they were digging themselves in the first quarter, I wouldn't have believed it.
Yeah, I'm with you. It did not look like it was shaping up. They were on track. I was joking about with you. They were on track for 160 points after the first. They had over 40-something. So great quarter from the Hawks here, hanging tough.
Yeah, they've tidied up both ends of the court, offense and defense. Let's see what they can pull up defensively with a few seconds left on the clock. Ingram goes soaring and detonates a lethal three.
That one's tough, Taylor. After everything they went through, and for Alonzo to sit down and defend the way he did, that's good defense being beat by better offense. Oh, shout out! I see my man Paul Henare sitting down on the baseline. Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah, the legend down on the baseline, bringing that Modi to the building.
58-43, the Wellington Saints hunting for a top 2 finish and well on track with the Hawke's Bay Hawks wanting to disrupt and end their season on a high at home with their last game. Find out how they go after the break. We'll have the Chemist Warehouse stats for you. Welcome back to your Thursday Night Hoops. It is round 16, the last round of the regular season in the Sal's NBL, and it is certainly delivering. The Wellington Saints leading the Hawke's Bay Hawks 58 points to 43, and after a barnstorming first quarter where the Saints went out 42 points to 20, and it was the Hawks who turned things around and won that second quarter 23-16. And the Chemist Warehouse stats are flying on through, but the top point scorer at the moment is Pepper with 24 and McLaughlin on 16. But Lindsay Tate, what have you thought of that first half?
Yeah, I mean, first quarter, Saints came out, lights out. Pepper leading the way with 24, I believe, already halfway to 50. But then on the opposite, you know, the Hawks counter in the second and do a great job of bridging the gap. And through Chase Jeter and McLaughlin, they're hanging tough. They've both been outstanding. Just got to keep an eye on their foul count right now for the Hawks. McLaughlin's got 3, which is something to watch. You only get 5 or really 4 on the 5th. You've got to go and sit. And obviously Jeter's got 2 as well, and traditionally struggled a little bit. So it'd be really important to keep those 2 brothers out there for the Hawks to keep chipping away and having a chance in the second half of the last game at home.
What do you think the difference was in that second quarter for the Hawks?
Execution, pace, you know, that they managed to get some stops, which you would expect when the Saints shot close to 70-80% for the first quarter. Things are going to dry up at some point, but then at the other end they did execute, looked after the basketball a lot better. I mean, they had 8 turnovers at the end of the first, they had 10 at the half, so definitely an improvement for them, whereas the Saints, they only had a couple in the first quarter and they ended with 9. So really my answer is execution at both ends.
It's a 15-point game here in Napier. Don't go anywhere. We will have the second half coming right up after the break. Round 16 of the South's NBL Thursday night, and it is the Wellington Saints leading 58-43. I am Taylor Johnson. Joining me is Lindsay Tatum. As we all know, the Hawks are not in contention, the only team not in contention to make the top 6. However, they are certainly performing this evening for their loyal fans and trying to be the disruptors for the Saints. If the Saints lose this one, they will not be able to leave 4th place. Lindsay, how are you seeing this one go? We've seen a lot of people picking the Hawks now.
Yes, starting to crawl back up in the ratings there, but you know, Hawks doing a great job, missing 3 to 4 starters this evening at home on the road. Last game of the season could easily be considered kind of like a dead rubber, but doing a great job of standing up, getting their young talent through, developing for the future and giving themselves a chance in this last game at home to finish the season on the right foot.
At one point, the Saints had a 24-point lead that has been cut right back down. And scan that QR code to get your hoops at your school. It is Auckland, Northland and the Coromandel, I believe, that are up for the last round. Thanks to Chemist Warehouse, providing more basketball hoops in schools. And well, Lindsay, you're part of school basketball. How important is it for accessibility for these young kids?
Super important. You know, right now the game has exploded in Aotearoa, and the biggest thing that is jumping out everywhere is we're facility scarce, we're hoops scarce. So any chance that we have the ability to partner with the likes of Chemist Warehouse and get hoops in schools for our rangatahi and our communities and keep growing this thing in the right direction, we're greatly appreciative, and yeah, we need to keep growing this thing into the future for these young ones that are coming through really hungry to hopefully one day play on this court.
Play on this court and bigger courts. We've got Stephen Adams, but how good has Flynn Cameron been in the Summer League for the Trailblazers?
Yeah, my man, yeah, super proud of Flynn and him representing Aotearoa over there on the, you know, truly global stage in the NBA Summer League, and seeing as his pops was over there checking him out the other day as well. Pero, who's obviously a legend, one of the greatest players to come out of Aotearoa, the Southern Hemisphere, to be honest with you. So it's beautiful to see.
Long may it continue, seeing the pipeline that we are creating. We've seen a lot of our under 18 teams, under 17 teams do well throughout the global stage.
Yes, Josiah Mama as well, one of the top young coaches from down here, New Zealand junior coach in Dilworth. He's also assisting in the Summer League with San Antonio Spurs. Another huge accomplishment for someone from a tiny island in the Pacific that we have to, you know, keep spreading that love and representing. So shout out to those brothers.
We're underway in the second half. It is the Wellington Saints with first possession. Hiram Harris gives it to Davison, who has played more of that guard position. He feeds it in and decided to kick it back out. Pepper with the stutter step and steps around, and a rare miss, but you know what? He's going to put it back in like Elijah Pepper does.
Little Spain action to get them going for the Saints, and Elijah Pepper so fundamentally sound, and there he is again on the defensive end, just applying that pressure. Here we go. This is how the first quarter started.
It is a no-look dish to Hiram Harris off the back of a Pepper steal, and the Hawks in that first quarter, as you had just mentioned, well, it's very similar to this. They didn't protect the ball very well.
Yeah, it was turnovers that basically got turned into points at the other end, and it's definitely how things have started out here early on. So they know the recipe, just need to tighten up with looking after the rock and execute and get that ball back into the post with their two imports who have been great this evening.
Biggest lead was 24. The Hawks chopped that right back down to 12, and now we're back out to 19. They really need to pick things up, and that's a good way to start. Jacob Murphy with the easy lay.
They went to the same play there, the Saints, and Jacob Murphy read it. He just tried to slide out Elijah Pepper, and Murphy got the steal. Hiram Harris, seeing that strength there for the offhand finish. He's gotten way better at that as his career has progressed, at being able to play off both shoulders.
Whistle goes again down this end of the court. Here's that steal from Murphy, and then the finish at the cup.
A great job of just anticipating, reading the passing lanes. Elijah Pepper there, they call that a kind of a ghost screen, where you go to set a screen and then just slide out. Problem with that is, Taylor, everyone set ghost screens now. Nobody want to set a screen anymore. Everyone want to be a ghost screener.
That's so true.
Nah, that's because a lot of the time that, like, it's the shooter that gets to do it. You know what I mean? And a lot of them are structured plays. And listen, if I'm Elijah Pepper, I'm ghost screening you all to. I'm flaring on everything. A little bit of extended pressure here from the Hawks as well.
We haven't seen that from them in this game.
Why not?
Not sure how much pressure they did.
There's no more games after this season, so we ain't got to save ourselves.
Well, he did well to reel that one in, did Ingram. And a bit of miscommunication down low between the two Saints players, both going for the ball, but still with them. And Pepper just showcasing the handles. Can't put the knife in, but again, just showing how dangerous he is.
Great rebound and outlet from Jeter. McLaughlin.
Oh, spins around.
Over the travel. Pepper with another rebound. He's been great at that, getting below the free throw line.
Davison with his own spin, steps back, can't finish. Jeter wanted to get downhill. Is he going to go straight to the cup? Contested finish. That is tough from Jeter.
And that was just too easy. You can see Coach Young turns to Sam Gold and says, I think he thinks the same thing. That was too easy, fellas. Little zone action here from the Hawks. So same thing, different looking.
And quite a nonchalant pass there, which was able to be read by Lonzo Burton.
It was one of the easiest steals they would have picked up the whole season.
Will be an inbound, but I liked what he was doing there. Drew the defenders, but just couldn't quite execute on that pass back inside to McLaughlin.
Yeah, a lot of the times they're going to try and run Alonzo off the line because he's such a great shooter. So great job of attacking that closeout.
10 seconds on the shot clock. McLaughlin pushes it too hard off the glass. He's frustrated. He didn't get the call. Goal gets it knocked out by Ezra Eagle.
I have to say, rightfully so. You know, especially if they're going to call that at this end, Taylor. McLaughlin's probably got a fair beef. Coach Lopez is nicely asking the same thing. And again, tough night for the referees. Only two of them out there, you know, with the weather issues we're having in Aotearoa.
Yeah, if you just joined us, the game tipped off half an hour late because we had to wait for Mikey Graham to drive from Tauranga to Hawke's Bay. Sam Pan's flight was cancelled from Auckland to the Hawke's
so while they're complaining at him, he's like, come on, man. Had to drive here, fellas.
Yeah.
Cut me some slack, yeah?
At the last minute, too.
Saints pull their move with some extended pressure that McLaughlin blows straight through.
Oh, it's two misses in a row, make it three, but eventually he gets the call and you can see he's about to blow the frustration.
Doing a great job of getting those offensive rebounds, though. Again, love the stick-to-itiveness. Just fighting through three guys there for opportunity to get a couple points on the board. He's been great, 17 points, 5 rebounds. Done a great job of staying away from getting that fourth foul early on here.
Yeah, well, his season high is 21 points, so he's well on track to beating that as McLaughlin. But he's had to play more of a bigger role with no Greta, no Rasmussen, no Ferguson. A 15-point lead. We're back to that. Same one as it was at the half. Harris has Burton on him. Tosses it off to Pepper with the young Murphy. He's had to step up in that point guard position.
So if those free throws, they just extend back in that to that 2-3 zone.
Murphy almost got another steal. And getting some hands to it, it's so messy, but Gold eventually tidies up, and Allaire is underneath, and it's another foul that they just didn't need against the Hawks.
And it's tough because they were actually effective for almost the full shot clock there, the Hawks, with that zone and bogging them down, but just a broken play and great hustle from Ezra Eagle, but half beat late. Gives up the and one, just tough. Lead stretches out to 17. It's a young Case Ball about to check into the game. cool getting to see. Haven't had the opportunity to see him a lot. Athlete had a great dunk in that Rapid League earlier on.
Of course, younger brother of Jackson is off to University of Wisconsin.
He just got McLaughlin there, so I'm sure that'll be a quick blow for Coach Lopez. We need to get him back out there. Carlin Davidson ready to check back in for the Saints as well.
Hawks really need to eat into his 18-point lead. Jeter looking for an option, gets it to Burton, steps, dribbles, shoots. Can't finish, and look at the height advantage that Harris had over Murphy to get that rebound.
Yeah, and that's the luxury of having Hiram Harris down there. You've always got someone who's a problem on the boards, can turn it straight into a point forward type push, find Sam Gold for the easy lay.
Just like that, we're back out to 20 points. Gold gives up the foul as Murphy tries to get down this end of the court.
And even though he gave up the foul there, I love his ability to get out and switch onto smaller players and slide his feet. That's one of the luxuries of having Gold and Hiram Harris out there, very interchangeable. The entire Saints outfit can pretty much switch 1 through 4. I mean, they're playing Carlin as a point guard right now.
Harris bats the ball down, but it finds the hands of Ball. Murphy didn't put enough on that three-ball attempt.
Another board and push for Hiram Harris.
Pepper steps back for the better look, but it isn't going to work out for him. So Alonzo Burton gets it to Murphy. Just slowing things down.
Love the way that Pepper just stays up the court defensively. His instincts are just to go forward.
Nice give and get between Lonzo and Jeter. They can't finish, and we've seen that multiple times from this Hawks team. They've had good looks, they've had good opportunities, but they've left some bunnies out there.
He did a great job of getting right to the smile or the charge circle with 2 feet, just like that with Pepper. But again, stick-to-itiveness, Taylor, with the tip-in. We've got a timeout here for Coach Lopez and the Hawks.
Yeah, and much needed too, because the lead has gone back out to 22. We mentioned it beforehand. The initial biggest lead was 24, and then they chopped it down to 12. Now they're back out to 22. They just haven't managed to come out of the changing rooms as well as they would have liked.
Yeah, and as soon as they had to go and sit McLaughlin down, and again, I'd say a little bit of fatigue and also not wanting him to pick up that 4th foul, they've stretched this lead out again a little bit to 22, so wouldn't be surprised if we see him check back in. And Saints doing a great job of getting an even balanced scoring attack. A lot of points on the board from multiple players this evening, so really good signs for Coach Young. Again, 70 points on the board with 15 minutes of live gameplay yet, and hopefully he'll be able to get his bench through. I'm sure he'll just want to stretch this lead out a little bit and then start getting some bodies through.
Well, the Rams and Tuatara will be watching this game, because the Saints, if they win, it puts pressure on them, particularly the Rams. The Rams have some crucial games, well, a crucial game coming up against the Bulls. They must win that one. Equally, the Tuatara have to beat the Airs. And if the Sharks lose, well, then it gets very interesting, because it's going to go to the points percentage, and the Sharks could end up in 3rd, because the Tuatara have the better points percentage, and so do the Rams. If you want a full breakdown of how things are going to go, check out Casey Frank's permutations on the Sal's NBL website. Just over halfway through this 3rd quarter, and the Hawks haven't been able to keep the momentum that they had in that 2nd, but they're wanting to turn their favours around after the timeout. Deep 3 attempt is on the money. The crowd roars. Big hit.
You can see what Jacob Murphy, he did what he had to do there. Ingram was just sandwiching the post and backing down, not allowing him to make that entry post, and that's exactly the read. Jacob Murphy has to punish him. Great job on the O-boards again from Sam Gold. Jordan Hunt probably could have been aggressive at the ring, but they got lucky there, saving that position.
How did they keep that in? Hiram Harris put his body on the line, went diving into the fans. He's still out there apologising. Got it back in court to Ingram. They didn't capitalise on those second chance opportunities, but you spoke about it. Hiram Harris is such a hustler, and I love his game.
Yeah, that's par for the course with H. He's going to take some signs out, diving for some loose balls. Absolutely. Great teammate to have.
Him and Tobias Cameron are like my favourite glue guys.
Yeah, like and can be superstars and can be glue guys, you know, and can influence and affect the game whether they're scoring or not, which are some of the best guys to watch of the game within the game.
Harris wanting to take on the youngster, gets it to Hunt, who creeps around the corner. Jeter does enough. That has been a really good battle between those two this evening.
Just had his chance to get some payback and rimmed out on him, unfortunately. Here he goes. Jeter will come straight back at him, and Hiram Harris having his back. Get up, Carlin.
Carlin Davidson throws it down, gives us the slam. We've been waiting for it all game.
He like dunked that like it was like boring to him, huh? Like, it's bad, that'll be nice.
He makes it look way too easy, and the pressure from Ingram on Eagle just forced another turnover for this Hawks team. Eagle's going to try hard to make up for it. This time he's going to show us his range, and everyone missed the rebound. Jeter will be frustrated with that one.
Another O board for the Saints, though. Carlin just time and score, take the air out of the ball. You can see the Hawks got Maz Taylor and Casson Bellin ready to check into the game. Love this from Carlin, getting aggressive, finding that balance between when to attack himself and when to find his teammates. One of the most athletic youngsters we've got down in this part of the world. Make it look easy on the ring for young Carlin.
And you really don't appreciate just how athletic he is until you watch him in person as well.
Oh, man.
It's courtside, Tall Blacks versus the Philippines, and what a great game that one was. Two overtimes.
And not to make him sound old at all, because he is crazy athletic, but in high school, some of the stuff he did was like jaw-dropping.
And
Great
again,
cut.
assists, and he leads this team in assists as well. Averages, what, 7?
Yeah, and you can see why Coach Young's been playing him as a point forward. And there's our man, Hiram Harris, not only saving the ball, but avoiding any major catastrophes on the baseline as well.
And they're loving it. They high-five. They said, hey, we're right in the action here. I'm sure they'll be back for season passes in 2027.
That is the beauty of hoops, though. You know, you're right in the action. You've got to keep your head on a swivel, or you could catch a flying body for sure.
You can see that the crowd and the bench not happy with that call. Nonetheless, we play to the whistle. Gold dishes it back to Davison. Alaire.
Oh, good reject.
Feels like we've spent an age down here.
We have short clock here, 7 seconds on the baseline out of bounds for the Saints. Sam Gold got the smaller guard on him down here. Great slip from Jordan Hunt.
And then great pass in vision too, but Alaire doesn't get it.
It'll be the 14th baseline out of bounds in a row. You're right, we have been stuck here for a while now, and almost too unselfish at time, the Saints, in the paint.
2 seconds left, gotta let it go, pull the trigger, and he certainly detonated the grenade.
Beautiful little pull-up there from Carlin Davidson.
And big body contact too, and that's a tough shot coming in from Balon Casson. Wanted to take on Davison and did just that. But Davison took exception and said, let me go down the other end.
Really like this from Carlin the last 4 or 5 possessions. And you were right on that last one. Into a lot of bump on that finish. Real strong finishing through contact finish.
Jeter back on court is Allen. Allen looked for it, kicks it out to Casson, looking for back-to-back buckets, and soaring up high was Ingram. Gold in transition, hits the deck, gets the double.
Great push from Ingram, and Gold just too long. Athlete at the ring. See Elijah Pepper and McLaughlin ready to check back into the game here. Maz Taylor with a little heat check.
Just over a minute left.
Good find.
Look at how many black jerseys are in the paint in comparison to those around the perimeter in white.
Another O board for the Saints there, and Ingram's been great, just keeping his standard, keeping his energy, playing what's in front of him, just keeping on stacking possessions.
Well, this is now the biggest lead of the night. 28 points.
And Chase Jeter will get a quick blow here. You can see young Maz Taylor still being coached by Coach Lopez, one of the bright young talents, youngsters coming out of the region. McLaughlin will check back in to end this quarter. Yeah, Hawks will be in the bonus for the remainder as well, so no fouls to give for the last minute.
And it was a miss from Hunt. And you get a reminder, every made free throw from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line, there's money that goes in the kitty to help put our hoops in schools.
And a little extended pressure off the free throws back into zones.
Firing the three ball, Allen hits the rim, goes to the right-hand side. They'll get the ball to inbound and 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Great hustle from both there, Pepper and McLaughlin. And again, McLaughlin plugging straight back in and getting on them boards where he's already got 7 to go with his 19 points. He does have 4 fouls though, so that's why he had to go sit down for a majority of the end of that third. You have to be smart here to finish out the game. Turnover from Maz Taylor, and Carlin will take the air out of the ball for the last position for the Saints here to end this third.
And the turnovers have been a combination of good defense by the Saints, but also a lot of internal errors from the Hawks.
Yeah, and some youth out there today as well, you know, just some sloppy plays or some forced plays with good intent that they'll be able to watch the tape and learn from. Elijah Pepper wanted that 30-piece before the quarter ended.
Here's on 28, there's a collision between Pepper and McLaughlin that's gone unnoticed.
It's exactly the type of play that Elijah Pepper does, just kind of constantly putting himself in the front of people. Got a bit of contact there with McLaughlin.
Biggest lead of the evening to end the third quarter. It is 83-55, a 28-point lead for the Saints over the Hawks. Don't go anywhere, we will have the final quarter of the Hawks season after this. Welcome back to the Hawke's Bay. It is the Saints up 83-55 over the Hawks. This has big permutations for the finals because if the Saints win, it improves them to 14-15. And they remain capable of finishing with 15 victories if they beat Southland, which is a big if because Southland are atop of the table. And at the moment, the Hawks are wanting to finish the season with some money. Israel Eagle looking energized after the quick little break. Good defense on him by none other than Dante Ingram.
Coach Young getting Arana Robinson and Arthur Pilcher some minutes here on the fourth, so some valuable burn for his bench headed into the playoffs, and big game against Southland coming up as well. Great cut there from Pilcher on the baseline. He'll get called for the travel, unfortunately. I thought it was pretty good footwork, but on to the next possession.
Jets host the Bulls, which will have big permutations on who finishes sixth. And then on Saturday, the Saints will go again against the Sharks, but they will be at home. So a road trip for the Southland Sharks to end the regular season. Hawks wanting to penetrate. Oh, just slipping over there.
Block from Ingram. Casson is very physical when he drives. It's the second one, him and Hiram bumping earlier. McLaughlin asking if it's a shooting foul, but looks like the referees have caught it on the ground.
Sometimes you forget too that the Saints are the defending champions, so they know how to win games and win them well. They'll be wanting to go back home, so as I mentioned, a win here would allow them to finish in that top two, give them an opportunity to host.
You know, where is that last game? Wellington or Southland?
Wellington.
Wellington, okay. You're right, they do like playing there. I'm not going to lie, though, a lot of teams like traveling and playing there as well, too. It's a fun place to play. Yeah.
And the crowd's always great.
Yeah.
The music's good.
It's got to be warmer than Southland.
I'm a ratepayer in Invercargill. I do love it down there. Send us to
That was not a shot at all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That was
mean.
just glass half full for Wellies.
Oh, 100%. It is cold down south right now. Lonzo Burton with the ball in.
Hustle.
To be fair, we haven't seen a lot of Alonzo in this game.
No, you're right. Saints have done a great job, like Akich said in the pre-game, of basically learning and sticking to that scout and knowing that if there's one brother you don't want to leave open on the Hawks from the perimeter, it's Alonzo Burton. He's been lights out ever since he's been doing this, which is for a very long time. Little zone action change up here for Coach Lopez and the Hawks. Straight to that lob down low for Akich Allaire. Too easy at the rim, just too big down there at the back. Without 3 or 4 of their starters, unfortunately, through injury tonight, the Hawks.
Well, Israel Eagle registered his first points of the game just prior to this possession.
You see this here, like Elijah Pepper, that's a pretty strong resistance from a guard there against a power forward. It's a shooting guard against a power forward.
And to be fair, Pepper is pretty solid.
He held his own. Yeah, that's exactly, sorry, what I was trying to articulate. Yeah,
Yeah.
Very, very solid. Like that's not a mismatch.
But his physique.
It's not a
his
mismatch.
physique is solid.
Yes, absolutely. It'd be a great one to play down in the post.
And here come the mass changes for the Saints, but it doesn't get any easier for the Hawks.
You're right. I was
You're
saying,
looking at the
Hiram
scoreline.
Harris, Carlin Davidson, Sam Gold, and Jordan Hunt.
When you look at the scoreline and you think, okay, maybe we're going to roll the bench, and then they pull out
That is
that bench.
some of the bench, yeah.
They do
Hopefully
have a lot of
Hassan
depth.
gets out there. Sorry, Taylor, my fault.
Yeah, well, they do have a lot of depth. Yeah, Hassan Munir, would love to see him get some minutes. Davison had all the time in the world to think about the three. I swear he got a swipe to the hand, and I think he's asking Mikey Graham the same thing. Nonetheless, there was someone down there to finish for him.
Chase Jeter back in the game. Jacob Murphy oh man, Jordan Hunt and Chase Jeter have been tangled up the whole evening.
Hiram Harris on a double-double, and in fact is on triple-double watch. 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Unsportsmanlike foul there on Chase Jeter, getting caught up with Jordan Hunt. You're right, Hiram Harris with a stereotypical Hiram Harris night. All of that in 21 minutes. In a win, you'd expect.
Hiram really is a joy to watch. He was the 2025 NBL Grand Final MVP. I remember his performance very well against the Sharks. His first title after being in the league for so long. That was actually his first title last year.
And that's what I love about H. When the lights come on in the big games, that's when he really stand up. You know, when there's a real fight, that's when H is in the building. And those are the brothers that you want to be around the most.
2025 Defensive Player of the Year as well was Hiram Harris. It's so good to have him back from Japan.
Like they'll stay in the zone here, the Hawks, down the stretch. Little 2-3 action. Good for the Hawks to get some execution against different looks.
Patience from the Saints. Harris at the top of the key, drives, gets the kiss on the glass he wanted, looks back at the ref and says that should have been an and one, but we play on.
And there's that nail catch that they've been looking to get against the zone and just play off of that. And Hiram Harris, beautiful layup with that right hand again.
Plenty of pressure from Robertson on Murphy. McLaughlin pulls the trigger on the triple, and who else gets the rebound other than Hiram Harris? Cullen Davison has options. Gets it to Robertson, who catches and shoots. Somebody's on the ground. Murphy hits the deck off the shoulder of Gold. I think the foul might go against Robertson. Yeah, it will be on McLaughlin.
H will get a much-earned blow here in the fourth. Arthur Pilcher checking back in.
32 points, the deficit here. 2 blow-up games really for this last round of the Sal's NBL. And that's a really nice bucket from Isaac Allen. Just put his head down, went the direct route. Hunt gives it back to Robertson, faked Pilcher to goal, back out to Robertson. Good ball movement and a triangle, and eventually Lonzo Vernon brings it down. As Gold marking him, and almost dished it straight to Davison. Jeter didn't have the control on the basketball that he would have hoped for. And one play for, I don't know, Robertson, the 18-year-old in his rookie season, getting some really good minutes.
He got a little bit loose there for 3-4 possessions, and I don't know, getting rewarded though for staying with it. Missed a couple from the perimeter, but great finish on his left, strong hand at the rim there for the and one. Timeout here to talk things over.
Yeah, I don't know, Robertson, one of those players that went on the New Zealand under-18 select team to Germany. So there was a couple of teams, some went to Germany, some went to Japan. He was off to Germany.
Yeah, that was the prestigious Albert Schweitzer tournament there.
And scan that QR code to do your fan MVP voting for the season. Lindsay Tate mentioned in the Rapid League game, it's got to be from someone in the top 4 teams. So if I were you, I'd probably start voting maybe next week after the play-ins.
You'll watch closely this week. You know, these are some important games as well, even for the MVPs. This is the stage of the year where we need to stand up and where these big games count the most. So really exciting times.
So after this round, and it is going to come down to the very last game to figure out where everyone finishes, who locks up those top spots. Remember, we have the top 6, 1 and 2 take a break, and then there's the play-ins with 3 playing 6, 4 playing 5. Those will happen next week on Wednesday and Thursday. And then that weekend we will have the semi-finals. So whoever finishes 1 and 2 will host. And then the following weekend we will have the grand final as Hiram Harris gives Munier a little spank to get him on the court, get him fired up. Good to see Hassan Munier getting an opportunity. He has scored over 150 rapid points this year, more than anyone else for the Saints this season.
Again, absolutely speaks to the depth of the Saints. Again, missing the likes of Isaiah Leafa, Aubrey Chunga as well, another one away with Basketball Without Borders, I believe, that we haven't even spoken on, who's one of the top talents coming out of the country. And then a kid like Hassan checks in this late to the game. You can guarantee if he was with the Hawks, he probably would have played big minutes this evening already.
Lonzo Burden just showing us some vintage Burden shots. He just stepped back in. That's what the Saints have done so well, has kept him out of the game, because we know he's lights out from beyond that perimeter. Munier with his first opportunity tries to get the assist to Hunt, but a hand in there from the Hawks.
Great read. He was just low. If he played high, he would have got Jordan at the ring there. That's kind of the difference between Rapid League and Sal's. Another great hit there for the Hawks.
Back-to-back triples from Lonzo Burden, just adding 6 points to his register late in the quarter.
He'll take it.
Munier steps up to the plate and eats.
Love that when you get some burn late, just stepping in with confidence and nailing the three. Like Eddie Dick and Ezra Eagle checking into the game here, along with Kobe Costley. He's the captain of Shirley Boys, 2025 secondary school national champions. Had an outstanding tournament for them.
Lonzo Burden has Robertson on him.
So they try to get Zoe another three here.
Eagle.
Nice.
His second bucket of the game, up to 4 points, and that was a nice little finish from him.
Little short roll from Ezra Eagle and Kobe Costley with the great find. Stay with a little zone action here, the Hawks.
And all the time in the wheel to shoot this one was Pilcher. No one really going up to him to provide any kind of pressure.
Nobody was marking that zone.
They do get the ball. Here's Burden. He's coming off the back of back-to-back triples. He's on a header. You want to feed him the ball, no doubt. Costly, though.
That would have been one where I would love to have seen Ez set that screen for Alonzo, but again, he kind of ghosted it.
A mistake there from Pilcher. But Isaac Allen is quite physical in the paint.
Very physical. Seeks contact and strong body down there as well. See Lennox Singh checking into the game as well.
And Isaac Allen, only 18 years old. Lennox Singh, only 16. Still at Napier Boys High. So I'm sure the Hawks will be disappointed in their season, but again, they have developed some of the young stars, including that man right there, Isaac Allen out of Napier Boys. Big hit from Isaac Allen.
Mercury Nonu here, checking in for some minutes as well down the stretch.
Yeah, we've got a Rapid League lineup hop on the Sal's NBL, and gold goes to the cup. 3 minutes left in the game. 28-point lead, and it just opened up for Costley. They did well to manipulate the defense. Pilcher in a sea of black gets that ball out. Munier, good ball movement. Nonu kicks it back out again. This time it's Blackmore, and it's Hot Potato with the ball. Everyone having a touch, and unfortunately it is a foul against Munier, and he might go to the Kevin Warehouse strike for three.
I think we'll get three on that one, you're right. Previous to that, Blackmore with a beautiful little assist to Sam Gold, who's been really nice for the Saints off the bench this evening.
Munier in his third season with the Saints. Could he be the man to crack the 100 for the Saints in this game? One more opportunity here for Munier. Makes no mistake on the third, so the Saints have reached 100. Hawks on 73, 27-point difference. Here goes 16-year-old Lennox Singh to Costley. To mention the only player on the bench who did not go to Napier boys. And Munir with a steal. The bounce pass through is good and did everything but put the ball through the hoop. Here goes Dick. And Ezra Eagle with the finish.
A great little finish there from Ezra Eagle. The offhand, and Hawks will stay in the zone to finish things out here.
And the ball movement outside the perimeter has been good. Munir finds Nonu wide open three and nails it when given the opportunity.
Yeah, beautiful looking stroke there from Mercury Nonu, just knocking down the three. And great showing for the Saints here on the road. Obviously go back home to finish things off against top of the table Sharks right now. So things shaping up for a great showdown there in Wellington in a short period. Obviously for the Hawks, much respect to their organization, Coach Lopez, Coach Hokianga, all the players that, you know, have been battling through a lot of injuries and loss to still stay competitive and hang throughout. Much respect to their organization and their group as well.
As well as the supporters who have come out on Thursday evening to support. See courtside full, there's a lot of people in the stands.
Yeah, and they always front down in that region, down in Napier and the Bay. Always had a really solid backing in their association space and also in the Souths and the NBL. Hopefully young Lennox Singh can get on the board here, get a couple Souths NBL points for his liking.
A very young team here, and let's not forget that the Hawks have had their adversity with some of the injuries with Rasmussen, Greta, Kara, Bush, Ferguson, and of course Jackson Ball off to the University
Basically
of
a starting
Wisconsin.
five
Exactly.
of injuries, absolutely.
And then you look at their bench, you know, they've got 3 players still at high school.
Yeah, and a great job, again, you know, of getting these local guys through and giving them the opportunity to learn and grow and make mistakes and do good things and achieve and get confidence moving into the future.
It's been interesting to get a hand to that one and batting it out of the midst of Blackwall. So a good stop there for this Hawke's Bay Hawks team. Big hit, nice triple for the Hawks. And they've really started to stand up this bench. Munir kicks it out to Nonu looking for some points. Pulls up for the jumper on the fly off balance. That's nice from young Mercury Nonu. Another schoolboy out there out of Scots College.
He's tough in that kind of dead zone there with that little push shot.
Munir just picks the pocket of Lennox and another good block, and it's Isaac Allen.
Thought they might take the air out of the ball there, but they're going to keep stacking up these points. They want to try and get to that as high up on that ladder as possible, the Saints, and stay ruthless with it. I respect it.
Just adding a couple more points there is Arthur Pilcher. That's his first points of the Souths game. Like that, 2. 27 points the difference here. And you really got to put it down to that first quarter. That is where things blew out, and it was too hard for the Hawks to come back into it. Using our BNZ player timeout. 3 seconds left. These Saints players know they've got more games coming up. Irrespective of the game against the Sharks, they are definitely in the top 6. And although the ticket to the big game is no longer available, we want to say a big thank you, big ngamahinui to BNZ for getting 6,600 people to Souths NBL games to witness these hoops in person. What a fantastic partner we have with the Souths NBL. Few seconds left on the clock. They have to get this one away. They do. Pilcher cannot convert. So in the end, it is an emphatic win, 107 points to 82. The Wellington Saints charge on to their last home game in Wellington against the Southland Sharks. A couple of highlights too in this game, but really the Saints were in control right from the get-go, Lindsay.
Yeah, they were. They came out hungry and jumped on them. As you alluded to earlier, and that first quarter was always going to be hard to come back from. Showed great signs in the second and parts of the third, but in the end, the depth of the Saints and the firepower just wore them down, and easy win for the Saints here on the road, headed into the last game for them of the season.
It's a 42-20 lead in the first quarter, and they won the second as well, 25-12. But in fact, sorry, the third, but the Hawks actually won the second and fourth quarters. It was just that start that was far too hard to reach. And well, this man here is our MVP, Hiram Harris. He had himself a game as per usual. He had 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and 14 points. So a double-double, almost got a triple-double, 2 assists away from that. And all in, how many minutes? 22 minutes.
Yes, yes.
Big shift from
commentators
Hiram
MVP, absolutely, but shout out Mr. Pepper standing right next to him, fittingly as well, 28 points, and set the tone at both ends of the floor this evening. Easily could have gone either way.
You can see there, Harris up there, Murphy with a couple, Jeter big on the boards as well as McLaughlin, but again, Harris up there too. And plenty of steals across the board in this game because there's a lot of turnovers, a lot of messiness.
You're right.
Everyone's picking up steals and padding those stats. And quite a few blocks too for this Hawke's Bay Hawks team, but it was all in vain. Coming up, this is the final round and there is everything to play for. Go to the Sal's website and have a look at where your team needs to be to make the top 6. The top 5 are already locked and loaded. It is who is going to make that 6th spot. The Jets host the Bulls tomorrow. That is huge. If the Jets win, then the Bulls pretty much kiss their playoff hopes goodbye. The Saints hosting the Sharks. That could be a preview as to what is to come in the playoffs. The Giants and the Fire, again, another really big game. If the Fire win there, it'll be hard to catch them. Then the Tuatara and the Airs on Sunday from Event Finder Stadium, and then the Rams and the Bulls. So we won't know where everyone finishes until full time on the Rams-Bulls game. So make sure you sit yourself in front of the television or get out to a stadium and watch the Sal's NBL because there's so much to play for. Playoffs begin next week. On behalf of myself, Lindsay Tate and the Sky Sport crew, we thank you for joining us for your Thursday Night Hoops, and we will see you back here tomorrow when the Jets host the Franklin Bulls, live and exclusive on TikTok and Sky Sport, FIBA, YouTube and ESPN. Mā te wā.